What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Esports Arena Online. Luke Shimon Hebrew and Spirits back at you once again. Spirits, I have to say, you're looking pretty good today.
Oh, thank you. Little
You-
you can see my room's a little bit lighter today, so get a little upgrade, as you will.
Oh,
But
new webcam, is it?
yeah, new webcam. Razer, by the way. Ever heard of
Oh,
them?
dang. I haven't heard of them. Psych, of course, I heard of them. Walmart.com/esports arena. Scoop you guys up some fantastic Razer products like the webcam Shane, of course, is using. I'm installing mine soon. Okay, I got a new computer. It's all coming in. It's all Razer. Everything's going to be great. Don't mind me. Okay, here we go. It's Friday. Teamfight tactics. Okay, we're talking two tournaments today. One at 7 p.m. EST and one at 7 p.m. PST. We are currently in the grand finals of our EST bracket. Of course, we missed the first half. We were running some other broadcasts earlier today, so no worries. We're going to jump right into the game here with the grand finals, and then, of course, stream through the West lobby as well. So here we are. We're in the game. Get Rog Monster. Made it to the grand finals. And also, guys, our attendance today was extraordinary. We had almost 30 players in our our East bracket, and of course, excited for West as well. And here are some of the players that made it out. Of course, a lot of familiar names. X Renegade, we see him every week, always up there. Marina K91, haven't seen her in top 8 for a couple of weeks, but love seeing her here. Attorney account, of course, standard Professor TFT. I think it's his second or third week now. Aaron TV, another regular. Of course, Get Rog Monster, who we are watching. Party B, who I believe is a newcomer to the scene, but has managed to slide themselves in here to the top 8. And Vel'Koz Hentai, of course, the famous, the one and only, has also managed to make it in, and I believe another new player there. So pretty excited. Looks like we have no Galaxy in this game, and that's we're the Candymen.
Yeah.
Welcome to Candyland.
Jesus, Candyland's already here, as you know, one of the
This is
best
the clip.
builds
This is the
in
clip
the
for Twitter.
game.
Hello,
already.
social media. Follow us at Esports Arena. I'm at Shimon. This is Candyland.
Yes. Oh my God! If you will, I mean, I've only tried Candyland one time, and that one game I actually won just by rolling my face across the keyboard. But it was actually from the left to right, so make sure that you
Extraordinary.
don't. Yeah, you have to roll your face from the left to right. It's very important. But Candyland, guys. Here we are.
Why not the third Poppy? Oh man, don't worry. He'll get it. He'll get the third Poppy, and he got the Leona. That was the. Hold on, guys. I actually gotta open this ice cold Red Bull real quick. There we go. Anyway, gotta get that bad boy open. Oh gosh. Okay, we're back at it. Speaking of which, if you guys are in chat, I have an enormous amount of Red Bull in my office. Please let me send it to you.
Who likes Red Bull?
Yeah,
Chat.
let me hear
chat.
You guys just let me know if you want some Red Bull, and I'll consider giving you some. Through trivia questions, of course. Come on, nobody gets anything for free around here. Oh man, so many. Yeah, NA only, please.
Yeah.
Not US only. If you're outside the US, you're getting a different prize. Okay, that's all I'm telling you right now. All right. And also, guys, if you want to sign up for our next tournament, which starts in about an hour from now, we still have about 45 minutes left in signups, and we have currently 15 people signed up. So go ahead and head over to matchuno.com/ESA or ! Sign up in chat, and you guys can find that information there. Bada bing, bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom.
And I mean, it's looking pretty good. Obviously, he has the early 2 Vanguard, which of course we know since the last buff from last week is insane, and 2 buff Vanguard is absolutely busted beyond belief. And he also
buffed it that much, to be honest.
It was so much, you know what I mean? But the thing is, like, they really wanted to stress, like they're trying to mix it up, right? Like a lot of times in games, like TFT is like they have to add in a lot of variables and see what people figure out, so they know what they need to adjust. Exclamation point, sing up, love it, close, really close. There it is. Ayo.
There we go. You get
gold star.
All right. Yeah. But I'm really sad that Protectors really got a. I don't know if it almost got a. I don't think it got a nerf, but I feel like everything else kind of got buffed. So it just made Protectors.
It's just they're just they're 2-star units. It's all about the one cost right now.
Yeah.
It's all about the one costs.
Feels
And I
like
think
people are 3-starring Candyland before people get turned online with protectors, or they have a chance of scaling with Candyland.
yeah, I mean a lot of it is hyper roll comps. I feel like we see so many hyper roll comps now.
Yeah, I like it. I like this meta though. I like starring stuff. Getting that big super unit. It feels like I don't know. It's interesting.
I also like this meta. I think it's pretty interesting. I like that they're rolling out patches fairly quickly, so all the broken stuff doesn't really exist for too long, which is nice. Like the like Rebel, right? Like Rebel didn't really last that long.
Thank God, because that was
yeah,
like
which
put all
is
your
cool.
units next to each other, have no just go. Like you all get a huge shield. That's the strat.
You want to play strongest board every single round this patch.
As you were saying.
It's really important.
I don't remember.
So probably sell 3 level.
Sorry, 1 second.
Just sell 1 if I win. Hopefully I win.
Chronic, I climb using basically 0 hyper roll. Well, what do you use? Chat.
Oh,
what did you climb with? Oh,
he's getting all the notifications of me typing in chat for helping somebody fix up. Hey, another
is that picture of you? Is that real? Because I mean, you look pretty good in that picture. Do you work out?
Yeah, I appreciate that. I do work out. I actually worked out earlier today.
Cool.
So I'm what do the kids say now? Yoked? out of my fucking mind? Is that what?
I mean, that's what the kids are saying.
I can't quite remember. It's something like that though, right?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna wear a tank top today. I mean, but
I was wearing a tank top, but our production team was upset about me. It was like, yeah.
I don't know how you can be upset about something like that. I mean, that's quality content if you ask me. I mean, but moving on.
I feel like we lost track of the stream here just for a hot second. I climbed using basically 0 hyper roll. I try to be flexible. I play the strongest comp I can play with what I have. Yeah, that is absolutely how the game is supposed to be played. But at the same time, when you're in lower elos, a lot of the time you just gotta jam something, like you could get stuck in elo hell, of course, being more of a state of mind than it is an actual place most of the time. But you can get stuck in those pits where everybody's running the same things, and you just you're trying to be flexible, but you're getting bullied out of comps, and sometimes you just gotta jam something like Rebel or Candyland or something and bust yourself up out of there. So one of our, I don't think elo hell exists. I said it also doesn't exist. Okay, I said it was a state of mind. However, there are some games and some circumstances where elo hell can be rather difficult, but if you're good at the game, it doesn't matter. So. What's up, Shane? What are you doing?
Just basking in my webcam lighting. It looks like
I love it, dude.
Drew likes it too, apparently. So
the webcam lighting, he knows, dude.
Yeah.
The new webcam lighting is lit.
I'm gonna sell Leon eventually.
Oh.
This deserves. Hold on. This deserves.
I'm strong.
And that's gonna be the Razor Kite.
Me, Shane. Just jig. Oh, we're good? Oh, there we are. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Esports Arena Online TFT Fridays. Your boys, Spirits and Shimoni, are here to bring you all of the wonderful action once again, as we have all of our wonderful top-tier TFT gamers in the house once again. Very, very stacked lobbies as always, so nothing too surprising here on a regular Friday, but we are jumping right into the action. We're a little late today because Celeritas was taking his time to get into the lobby, but it's okay. We're in there. We're jumping on with Voodoo MC to kick today off, and we actually have a what's that galaxy called? Star Cluster. We have a Star Cluster galaxy here where all of the 1, 2, and 3 tier monsters or characters. What are they called?
Yeah, it's really the cash.
Little Legends, nope, that's not it. Where all of the units in the carousel will be 2-starred. So it's a pretty fun galaxy. Can get a lot of depending on how lucky you are or how low you I guess you are as far as the pick order goes. But you can get a lot of 3 stars out of that, or even just pick up an instant 2-star carry and or just middle piece for your whatever comp you're trying to force, right? So a lot of times, especially if you int early and lose streak for that extra gold, you can get a really, really good pick and really go whatever you want when you get that first pick in the carousel. So pretty fun one. And what's up, Shane?
Speaking of comps, I mean, we have we're gonna see a lot of different stuff today because the new patch came out, and this is gonna be the first
Brand
esports arena tournament
new.
with
Mhm.
the new units, the new builds.
Patch 3.5 is now out. I haven't had a chance to play too many games. I think I've played 4 out of my 5 placement games, but I did get to play the PvE a decent amount. What's up, Filthy Filth and Sinister Creation? It is all going well here. I'm pretty excited, like Shane just mentioned, for this 3.5 patch. We talked about it a lot last week as well because it was pretty much on the minds. But there's a lot of really, really scary builds right now. So I'm excited to kind of see what some of these top players like Gitrog Monster right now in this lobby. I believe right now he's like top 25 or top 30 in the world or something like that. So he's incredibly high ranked right now. He's an absolute monster, and he's here to kind of show off what he's learned so far in that 3.5 set. So off the bat, I expect we're going to see a lot of Vanguard Mystic and Protector Mystics. I expect a lot of that. With the potential, probably some snipers mixed into those builds as well. And then we're definitely going to be seeing a lot of Blade Masters with either Rebel in that hyper roll universe and or the cybernetic Blade Master as well, which has also started to kind of shine through and have a decent amount of success due to Vayne being an incredible carry and not really even requiring a lot of items. Like you can almost just throw like a Ginsu's on her and she can just carry you through the entire mid game. So those are probably some of the and then Rebel, I guess, as well. Just in general, like Rebel Blade Master or Rebel Demolitionist are both still very viable options. So I expect to pretty much see one of 2 play styles from pretty much every single person in this set going into this tournament. It'll either be they're going to force 8 as fast as they humanly can and try to roll into the top tier 5 costs, the Lulus, the Threshes, the Urgots, the Gangplanks, etc. Or we're going to have the slow rollers who are going to push themselves to, level 5 or level 6, but still keep a very healthy economy and then be forcing and then be re-rolling and trying to 3-star either their protectors, possibly their snipers, or more likely their Blade Masters as well. So that's kind of a quick rundown of what I expect to see in the patch so far. A full, solid Protector Mystic build with Urgot is unbeatable. I do agree. I do think that Protector Mystic, if you can hit the Urgot, is the best build in the game right now. However, I think that's pretty rare. I think that more often than not, the Protector Mystic build falls off. Like once you get straight to late game, like once everybody's builds turn online, you'll start taking some real heavy damage unless you're able to get that Urgot, which is a little unlikely in that build too, because you have to, you need to hyper roll to get your 3-star Rakan, your 3-star Xin Zhao, your 3-star Cassiopeia if it's possible, your 3-star J4. And then you need Lulu and Urgot to really make that comp come alive. So that's kind of where you're going to get into those sticky situations. But a lot of the builds right now are very, very reliant on the 5-cost units, mostly being Lulu, Thresh, and Urgot. So
I just want to watch one person run 6 Vanguard today and get that 1,000 armor bonus. Just one person. That's all I want to see. They don't have to win. I just want to see one person in the tournament run it, just so we can be like, hey, that's a cool build.
Yeah, what's been going on more recently than not is people have been running 2 Vanguard, 2 Brawler, because then they can also kind of run Astro in there as well. And Astro not really being too great or anything like that, but it's pretty easy to run Astro.
I'm just gonna put our stamp on this.
Man, hentai gods in every game I join in on. I'm about that.
well, there's a Xin Zhao, good replacement.
But yeah, so then that way you can run the good. You only have to run the good vanguards, right? Like because you really want to run Nautilus and you really want to run Wukong, and then you can run the good brawlers, right? You can run Gnar, who you really want to run because Gnar is insane, and then you don't necessarily have to run a second brawler. Almost Gnar just alone is fine in that sense as far as the front line goes, as long as you have Wukong and Nautilus. But usually I'll just run a Gnar and then have another placeholder brawler until I get a Thresh.
This is not the right
Sure.
items, but
It's not bad though. It's just Mystic's too good, right? Like
Yeah, makes sense.
it's good. Like Vanguard's good and the 1,000 armor is good, but like you just need that magic resistance.
Pair it with
as
the
well.
magic resistance so they get both sides of the tanky, so you don't just get burned up. I mean, I've it's happened to me. When I'm running Vanguard,
Right.
it's like I'm super strong against all of the physical damage comps. But then, I'll run into a Star Guardian Sword comp and they'll just like instantly delete. So it's like, definitely makes sense why you need that magic resist in there.
And I would say, so, something interesting, I want to give a shout out here to Voodoo MC, who before the game actually started, he was in the lobby and he was doing research on each of the players and what they've been playing since the season had started just a couple days ago to kind of get a sense of, since it's brand new, he's trying to get a sense of like, okay, not everyone's probably not super comfortable with the set yet. Everyone's probably playing like their 1 or 2 main builds that they know how to run and they're just going to jam it and stick to it the entire day. So kind of what he did was he got a sense for what everybody in the lobby is probably going to be playing. And then he kind of chose a build based on that he thinks he's going to be able to jam and be a strong contender throughout the lobby itself. So what he chose was the Protector Mystic build that we talked about a little bit earlier, needing that Urgot as it kind of goes in and hyper rolling once he gets up to 50 at level 6. But that's what we're dealing with, and not hyper rolling. Sorry, slow rolling. Right, so slow rolling. The difference between hyper rolling and slow rolling is once you hit 50 gold every turn, you get your 10 gold, whatever it is, and then you only roll with that amount of gold every turn, keeping yourself always at 50 gold to maintain maximum econ, and slowly rolling to hit your 3 stars. And it's usually most efficient at level 6 because you have the odds, the best odds for the 2, 3, 4s, which is really what you're looking for there.
The Vanguard unit back in or level, but.
And he's pretty strong so far. He's got, 3 Protected, 3 Celestial, just kind of hanging out in there. But pretty soon here, I imagine we'll kind of see him hit the 4 on either one of those, and that will be quite the power spike because he is about to hit level 5. He doesn't really have anything too great to throw in, I guess, though, but he might just toss in anything like another J4 or something like that. Good at econ, though. Not bad.
Yeah, he's still level 4, so yeah, he's playing the econ game for sure.
Yeah, no rush here. That he doesn't mind being a lower level. He's looking to 3-star Jarvan 4. Boom, bam. There's another one, and he's looking to 3-star, his Xin Zhao and his Rakan as well. So
it's kind of cool though. Protectors are making a return.
Yeah, Protectors are back a little bit, which is cool. They did fall out pretty hard there at the end of set 3, so it's cool to see here in 3.5 that they're going to retain at least a little bit of a presence here at the top. He got an early Jinx, very early Jinx here. Doesn't really fit into his build too much. I don't really see a great option for him to kind of go into Jinx, but it's always possible. It's like a pretty good unit. It doesn't necessarily even have the best items for her either, but that could be a Blade Master item there if he wants to kind of keep that Zaya and potentially go something in that realm, kind of similar to the set 3 Celestial Protector build. And he has 2 J4s now too. And he actually decided to sell off one of them to get that brawler glove off of him, which is pretty intense, I'd say. Let's see what he decides to do with that he thinks it was worth knocking him off.
IE, I mean,
he's actually making a protector. He's in there. He now has He now has 4 protectors, one of which is a Jace, which is pretty scary.
That is scary. My goodness.
Every time he slams, he gains a big shield.
Yeah.
There it is.
The second one.
Didn't manage to quite get it off, but nonetheless got a decent amount of damage there with everyone clumped up. The slams from that incredibly stacked Darius going to be way too much, though. Hex Knight coming in with some big damage. That's going to be a GA, an Ionic Spark, and a blue buff all on that Darius right off the bat. And I also saw a Irelia on his bench, so pretty good pickups there. There's a Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia is a I think everybody's favorite new unit in set 3.5. Holy crap, Cassiopeia looks and is so cool. Just the coolest unit. I just want her in every build. I just want to buy her all the time. The artwork is so good. But she's good too. You know, she does like percent damage almost. So she's almost like a Morello's. And does the reduced healing effect. And she has pretty easy cast. Like you can put really any items on her on as far as like the AP mana side goes, and she can use them pretty effectively. And she's battle cast and mystic. So it's one of those things where she can fit into a lot of comps and just kind of help out, especially in that mid game sense. So
okay, I thought she was celestial, so that's actually
no, she's not. She's battle cast actually instead.
Okay.
Yeah, which is kind of interesting. But she is very good in this build specifically in the Protector Mystic build. She is a center focus of that, and of course a great help once you get Urgot, as she is also a battle cast unit, which will allow Urgot to have two. Well, that's a big upgrade for Zen. Allow the 2 Battlecast upgrade, which is actually pretty significant in my opinion. So there's 2 more J4s. Pretty good. He looks like he's
could have got the tier 3, man. If he just kept the Brawler's Glove, it's still sitting on his bench. Do you disagree with that? I mean, if he doesn't have a plan for it, like right then and there, you know, like
I don't necessarily. Well, if he has a plan with it at all, I agree with him doing it, right? Like he definitely like should get it off it sooner rather than later. Like we've had this conversation before, right? Like if you need that item, like you just got to take the L. It's just J4. You'll probably find more of him. It's either that or he's not even going to try to 3-star the J4 and he's not that worried about it. And he just wants to, oh, there we go. Exactly like I just said, he actually sells off the rest of his J4s. And he's just going to be taking a 2-star J4 this game. And I think that that was the correct decision based on selling that first
no
one.
worries, man. We got this, dude. We're right.
All right.
Because I mean, it's not going to be that big of a difference in his eyes. He might be just planning to replace, since he already has the Protector item, right? I'm assuming he's planning to replace J4 with Urgot when he gets him, and then have that item basically be his 4th Protector one way or another, as he knows he's going to keep Rakan and he knows he's going to keep Zen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where if he already has Zen and he already has Rakan, he knows he can't get rid of those. Urgot's obviously the 3rd Protector, and the 4th Protector is a Protector item. You really don't need J4 at all. So he's opting just to sell the J4s off, get the item off the J4, get the gold, and keep that extra econ rocking and rolling up at 40 already, and just going to hang out with that 2-star J4 until he finds Urgot.
Yeah, when you put it like that, it makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, there you go.
A lot more sense, because he's not going to go to 6 Protectors, so I mean...
Are you still taking TFT facts? I already received a pack of Red Bull, so I'm good, but I'm curious whether or not someone brought this up or not. We're actually not doing TFT facts for giveaways today, but if you have any cool TFT facts, you can always drop them in chat. Chat is always welcome to get some good TFT knowledge rocking and rolling.
We're gonna go 2 Mystics soon.
Yeah, we want to know what you guys know.
We
Patch
need
just
to
came
know.
out. I want the juicy deets.
I can't believe though.
That's what it's about. Got to find those hidden comps that no one's been. Well, that's what's cool about it, right? Is like all the a lot of the top players who are playing on the PBE, like, and they find builds that work. Like they don't really make them too public at that point, because right when the set drops, they want to be able to push as quick as they can to the highest rank, right? Because when it first resets, that's when it's easiest to get there. So they all try to race there as fast as possible with their new builds, and nobody really knows what it is yet. So over the first week or two is really where, or even just the first 3 to 5 days, where all these crazy builds start coming out of nowhere. So it's been pretty fun just kind of trying out and seeing what everybody's been kind of putting most of their efforts towards.
Thanks, brother, dude. Thanks, man.
And he's gonna push the level, hitting 6, tosses in the 4 Celestial. He sees that Ashe on the bench here. Not quite sure what to do with his Protector item yet. Just gonna throw it on Darius. Ooh, 2 stars to Rakan. That's nice. And he actually also finds a Karma, which is good. So in this build, normally you would run Karma and Cassiopeia as your 2, as 2 of your Mystics, for sure, especially early game. You get that free Dark Star buff.
We're in pretty good shape
with J4, which is nice. Why not? But he's opting just to kind of roll with 4 Celestial during this mid game instead, which is probably more powerful. He does 2-star the Karma though, instantly, so it might give him a little bit more wiggle room to go ahead and throw her in now instead of waiting a little bit longer. But We'll see. I think Mystic's pretty strong during that mid game, and if he can 2-star the Cassiopeia, I think he'll definitely do it. But we'll have to wait and see. He did just spend a lot of gold, which I don't necessarily love, but he did get the 2-star Karma, so it might be worth it. He just definitely needs to focus on hitting those 3-star, that 3-star Zen and 3-star Recon here, as there's other people definitely also building. I think at least 2 or 3 other people also, so it might be difficult for him to hit the 3 stars at all, really.
Can we switch the stream over to GitRock? Did you say he's like top 25 right now?
I don't think he's streaming today. He usually only streams top 8, so we'll probably get some footage of him a little bit later on in the day, but not yet. We do have, as far as this lobby goes, the Jirachi and Venusat are both also streaming. So we'll probably be jumping over to them, and might as well be Kevin's funny. So we'll be jumping over to them throughout the game.
Yeah.
We want to get Mystics in, I think it's more important. But
There's that Bramble and Dragon's Claw Zen looking juicy.
Looking juicy. He's got 2 swords on his bench too.
Huh.
I'm not sure we're gonna see. And he does actually throw that glove on the
happy about those.
the Zaya. I wonder if he's gonna build a Last Whisper IE. Maybe that's kind of the goal.
Yeah, I mean for sure. I feel like he definitely just puts an IE like instantly on her.
Well, I just don't know if I don't think she's part of his long-term goals, right? So he might not want an IE in general for whatever his final build's going to look like, especially if he really is running Protector Mystics, because you don't really need an IE at all in that build.
Well, those are those knuckles that he took off that J4, man. So
true, it'd be 3-starred by now.
Yeah, it could have been 3-star by now. Like, yeah, so
Could have been.
He has a plan. I want to see it.
So 2 victors here. Looks like he's thinking about scooping that up.
Because Mana Reaver is big.
He's going to go ahead and scrap the Zaya now. Throws it on Irelia instead for that Mana Reaver buff. Doesn't look like it's going to be long-lived, though. He does end up choosing the 2-star Victor here.
Gotta throw him in for sure. Not gonna throw him in. You want to keep the Mana Reaver buff other than 2-star Victor? I mean,
We just need to level up. What am I talking about?
Debatable.
Yeah, I mean, he has decent synergies, but there's some stuff that's a little iffy. Feels like the Ash isn't really needed. The Ash only isn't actually contributing to almost anything, but only has 3
the
Celestial.
Victor there would have been way better, yeah. I mean, 2 Celestial and a Victor there.
Probably didn't matter too much that Dragon's Claw just would have absorbed all of Victor's attacks anyway, but looks like Gitrog Monster is running almost the exact same build as Voodoo MC here, so it's a little rough for him. He does end up hitting that 2-star Cassiopeia, which is good. Throws in a couple additional units here. Now he's got a pretty good-looking comp here. Kind of just missing that no, he has the 4th Protector item, which is good, so he's not really missing much of anything. 2nd Sork would be good, I guess, since he already has that Victor, but, you know, that's no one really coming to mind. I guess you want the Zareth, and that's quite a ways away. He's deciding who to throw the Protector Charm on. Looks like he's thinking about Cassiopeia, and she will be getting it. And now he really needs to decide what to do with these items, right? Because he's on a 2 loss streak right now, 20 gold. He's already level 7. I think he's completely given up on any kind of 3-starring the Zen and the Rakons. So I think at this point he's just going to try to push to 8 and rely on Urgot to save us all, which is completely fair. not a half bad idea. Cats.
Oh, we get a.
Is Esports going to open in Cali? Not yet. Protector on Cass. She's nuts, dude. Star Cluster here. I think he got a Lulu, which is pretty good. That's going to open up 3 Mystic option. I guess he's just missing Soraka as his 4th Mystic there to kind of close out that build. He can push to 8 and hit that. He's a little low on Econ and only 32 HP left. Again, obviously, Gitrog Monster also running this comp. Made it very, very difficult for him to really do anything in this sense. Like, both of them kind of gated. And I think one other person also. So the 3 players really gated each other from 3-starring their units. And the other player is actually Venusat, who we can also see, who are all 3 almost in dead last together, who are all running Celestial Protector. So little rough on that end, and I'm looking at the Jirachi's board here too, who we'll probably swap over to here in just a second. But the Jirachi, they are actually running Cybernetic Blademaster Chrono right now, so the 4 Chrono version of it. So not the full 6 Cybernetic. So they're looking pretty strong over there. But
Did they ever buff Cybernetic, or did they keep it as it was? Because it was super weak in the PvE client for this went live. I don't know if they made any changes, but I remember it was super underwhelming.
Yeah, no, they didn't make any changes. Irelia is still pretty nuts, so it's really what it comes down to is just that it's Vayne and Irelia combined are just 2 good solid carries. So that the comp's definitely okay, and you can hit it much easier now, not needing Echo. So I'm not surprised that it's still kind of S tier level along with the other top builds. I do think that depending on the galaxy that you're in, Cybernetics doesn't really benefit too much off of anything specific. Like Cybernetics, I feel like is always just a solid go-to build where you'll probably get top 4 most of the time, top 4, top 5 maybe if you just jam it a lot. I think that a lot of Galaxy's other specific builds can really capitalize on and just kind of snowball, unlike Cybernetics. But Gitrog is indeed in a pickle. It might be a short-lived tournament for Gitrog today. Of course, we do have our redemption rounds, so there's always a chance that we'll probably see him next week anyway, but we'll have to wait and see.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Yo, dude. What's up, Chronic? Yeah, he's getting absolutely annihilated here. Hentai God is very, very strong. Looks like we got a kind of a Brawler Blaster vibe coming on out from Hentai God. Hasn't been able to even 2-star the Kog'Maw, though, which is a little unfortunate. I do think that Blaster is a little reliant on Kog'Maw right now. I think he's a really good unit, but he requires like a 3-star and good items on him. But in that sense, he does become quite a powerhouse. But it doesn't look like we're going to be seeing that from anybody, as it seems like a lot of people are just fighting for units in this game, and that's going to happen a lot, especially in a new set, right? Like we talked about, everybody kind of has their 1 or 2 builds, and they want to jam those 1 or 2 builds no matter what, because that's what they're comfortable in this new set, and that's what we're seeing here. We're having definitely some they're definitely having some issues. Let's just say that.
Yeah, there's not a lot of 3-stars out here.
Yeah, not a lot of 3-stars. All right. Hits the level 8, throws in the 4 Mystic. We're rocking 5 Protector, 4 Mystic, 3 Celestial, and 2 Dark Star. Does actually end up hitting that Soraka instead, so he can drop the Bard, which he doesn't need at all. No need with that extra assist at this point, but he actually grabs an Aurelian Soul pretty much instantly and looks to put it in. I'm not sure exactly where he was looking to put it or what exactly his place, which I guess he could make it a Protector in theory, but he would have to sell his Cassiopeia in that case. So probably won't be seeing that. Looks like he's stacking up his Lulu quite a bit. He wants to see if this Lulu can just carry him and sheep everything to death. And it looks like there's a good chance this Lulu is very powerful, especially if he can 2-star that. He might be able to kind of scrape his way towards top 4, but I mean, this might be the end right here. It's pretty close. Now Lulu's gonna carry him. Yeah, it's not gonna work out for him. Heck's not gonna be taking a little bit of damage, but I think okay, gonna be taking a little bit of damage here. Oh man. I'm sorry. I was looking at some of the other brackets in the lobby. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, so we're still alive, technically. Gitrog Monster also still alive, surprising. And Venusat. Okay, so all 3 of our Protector Mystic players are now in dead last with 5, 6, and 8 health. So it's been a little rough for these guys. I hope they make it through. Let's go ahead and work on switching over to the Jirachi here. We'll go check out how they have been doing. On their end with their Cybernetic build, as I have a feeling Voodoo MC and our other friends here will be ending their time in this game very soon, if you will. Haven't been able to play the last few weeks, been busy, but I should be able to play next week. I'm surprised he doesn't have Battlecast. Yeah, I'm also surprised by that since he had it for a while, but he just got that 4 Mystic in. But yeah, hey, welcome back, Chronic. Hope to see you next week. Rocking and rolling in this new set. It's been a blast. And Gitrog Monster is going down. We actually switched to Jirachi just in time for them to Defeat Givrog Monster in 8th place, not
I hate to
closely
see it.
followed by Venusat, who will be coming in 7th place. And let's see, is Voodoo MC going to be joining them as the bottom 3 protectors? No, he will not be. He's going to be holding on. And now that his fellow brethren have fallen, there is an opportunity for him to slide in there and get some of those extra units. So we'll have to wait and see if he's able to pull back this top 4. But Super Darko and Celeritas are both kind of hanging in there, also in those mid to low 20s. Only 1 or 2 pumps away from going down here. So a couple important rounds. Hentai God and Hex Knight seem like they're kind of sitting safe in their top 4 environment right now. Those bottom 4 could still go any direction.
Oh, that's Urgots on the bench. There, yep, that's a fresh. That's what I figured.
Yeah, Hentai God is insanely strong. I just saw his on the other thing. Okay, Super Darko here. Looks like he's got some huge Jin in the background, and it's going to be too much for Drachi to handle as the vein gets swallowed whole. And not taking too much damage, though. Still at 22. Still definitely potential to even take another hit. Celeritas did also lose that round, though. He took a lot of damage, falling down to only 13 HP. Definitely going to be a final hit for him. And a second pick in the Star Cluster Carousel here for Jirachi. Now, what do they go for? There are 2 Zephyrs. Those are good.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Late game Zephyr always.
Yeah,
always
late game
been
Zephyrs.
useful.
Late game Zephyr is definitely always good. Yep, and that's what we're going. Two rebel items. I mean, get out of here. Like, I'm gonna
Could also use.
language. What is this?
So now we give up the
All right. There's an Urgot. I mean, he's probably the only player in the lobby left that doesn't want the Urgot, but he go ahead and pass on the Urgot. They do get hit a 2-star Irelia, which is great. Definitely, like I was mentioning earlier, huge carry. I love the items. All that really is missing is a GA to really kind of be the complete carry package, but should still be able to get some decent work done there. Just having the 3 cybernetic and 3 blade master with the chrono support behind. So also Riven is a really fun character in the new set that I've been enjoying playing quite a bit. I don't think she's super broken or anything, but I do think she is fun and can use a lot of interesting items and interesting ways to kind of make for a pretty cool mid-game carry that can kind of help, I guess, balance out your item situation, because a lot of times, she can take the weird items, if you will. Celeritas does actually survive with 4 HP, living on. Voodoo MC finally falls, taking 6th place. And this is going to be a top 5 situation. I love the new set. I decided to open ladder, a new account. Already D3. Dang, you're flying, man. I'm going to fight all of you. You better let me do it. I'm about it. I'm all about this. I like what's going on in chat here. He's doing just doing a little scouting here. We are in our top 5. Only 1 more of these players will be eliminated before we move on to the next round. Celeritas only has 4 HP. Celeritas has to pop off here in order to stay alive. And we're actually going to be able to watch it live here to see if Jirachi will take them down. Poor showing for Protector Mystic. Absolutely. Awful showing for Protector Mystic. I was talking it up about how it's the best build in the game, and they get 8th, 7th, and 6th place back to back. So
Cast a curse, man. Cast a curse.
That's what they say. Cast a curse for sure. Pretty big slaughter there. Celeritas is going to be going down and taking 5th place, meaning our top 4 for this game will be the Hentai God, Hex Knight, the Jirachi, and a Super Darko.
Go ahead and throw that Swordbreaker on the Irelia. Or the Ash.
Oh, you finna trying to slide into my DMs? Yeah, dude. You can hit me up on Facebook if you want to. Shimon he hashtag 0420. All right. What do we got going on here? Jirachi finds the Gangplank, just drops it. Is there any point after top 4? Not really. I think points only count against top 8. I'm going to try new stuff then. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, really, top four after this point doesn't technically matter. It's just, it's always fun to obviously play out the games as we love seeing these late game comps. So that's really more what it is. Anything is just for the entertainment factor, and of course there are other lobbies running as well. But nonetheless, this game will definitely be wrapping up pretty soon, as I imagine the Hentai God will be closing out some coffins here in the next round or two. I should hire you guys to cast my casual games, hyping up my opponent's builds. Hey, man, no problem. You just let me know. Anytime.
Okay.
Anytime.
Hyping up my opponent's builds.
All
I like that.
Curious.
right.
44.
So, Josh is thinking about the level, how much it's going to cost to get there.
Looks like, and or level 9, see what 8 chrono looks like. Oh wait, no, but then hold on. If I want 8 chrono, I have to go back and get fucking.
Josh is thinking about going 8 chrono. I mean, again, knowing that technically these last couple rounds aren't too relevant. Just trying to see, what final build they can put together here. But we are in the top 3. Hex Knight and the Droxy going at it to see who might slide into that 3rd place slot. What's up, dog? Thanks for the friend request. I'll hit you up after the stream, all right? All right. And there we go. There's that Vayne carry we were talking about. Very, very strong. Not only has that Gensu's, but also the Last Whisper and the IE at the same time. So, and I mean, and honestly, the Irelia too. Like both the carries for this build are fully stacked right now with some great items. Could use some defensive items, I guess, in theory, especially for Irelia. But nonetheless, you take what you get in a game, and pretty strong here.
Takes the 6 chrono, sells the Ash, so gonna lose a little bit of damage like from Ash. Gonna gain that attack speed overall team, so probably more damage overall for sure. I think that's the correct choice. He's gonna get that Blitzcrank. 2 Blitzcrank pulls. No, 1 Blitzcrank pull. It's enemies.
And that might be enough here. Again, this is just a ghost, right? But look how powerful Hentai God's ghost alone is. Will Hentai God defeat both players in the same round? No! The Droxy holds on with 1 HP.
And a dream.
And Hex Knight actually defeats the Hentai God. So, based on what we're seeing there, I am indeed assuming that the Droxy is going to get annihilated here. in the final round against the real Hentai God, and Hex Knight might actually have a chance. We're not sure. I mean, we did see him just take down Hentai God in that last fight. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Something win at least three in a row.
Yeah,
3 in a row. 2 stars the Aurelian Soul from Hentai God, so he just got a little bolster himself. 2-star Urgot from Hex Knight, though. The rebuttal coming in.
Okay. Yep.
I mean, what are you gonna do? Like they're just out there trying to defeat the behemoth beast that is currently Hentai God. Sorry, I got some hype stuff going on right here. Bam. And a complete slaughter from the real Hentai God, exactly as we expected. Yeah, the Droxy is also not surprised. They're just laughing it off. They knew. They saw it coming. No biggie. But that's going to be a wrap for that first round here. Hentai God going to be swooping up game number 1. And moving on to game 2, which is actually semifinals. Today we are rocking and rolling with 3 rounds. So it's going to be this, which was the quarters, straight into the semifinals match, and then we have our top 8 players after that who will compete in 2 final games and receive points based on their placement in both those games, with the, of course, top point earner of those games being the winner. And then the players themselves are competing for a $500 prize pool, and it'll be split all amongst those top 8 players. And actually, Sinister Creation is donating $25 of his own money to that prize pool as well. So now they are competing for $525, which is super hype. So shout outs to him in chat. And that's it. we're going to swing to a quick break and set up lobbies number 2 for the semifinals, and we'll swing back with you guys of some more TFT action in just a minute. Don't go anywhere.
I'm summoning Exodia.
You're
I
so
know.
Exodia.
I summoned Exodia.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Wow!
Um,
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude, what's up? Well, you don't think I have all the Yu-Gi-Oh emotes? Come on, what am I cheap? Come on.
What, you think I'm some type of casual?
Dude, I got a pot of greed one, bro. Oh,
I guess I can do this.
that one comes out all the time.
Wonder if it's better.
What were you
I'll
just
lack some
talking about?
damage if I do this.
Oh, your webcam. Yeah, no, the Cairo is. I actually have.
Pretty even.
I have one in my
I think
room.
I'll do this for now.
I'll show it on camera when we throw back to us. I'll grab it real quick. 1 second.
Oh, this guy's really weak. Still Lucian waiting room. I'll sell this. Possibility I go for gold grade.
All right, I got the box.
Not that hard in this
I
meta.
have a quick question for you, or let's see if you can answer.
Of course I can.
What is
I can hold
Exodia's
this for Chrono potentially,
ability
but
called in the original
I don't think
ability
I'm gonna
in
lack the
Japanese?
units to put in.
In
Like
Japanese.
translation, but the original, yeah. So like the
So
original.
you don't want the
I don't think I
the answer's
can
not
go
obliterate. Yeah, you don't want the
either,
translation version.
Yeah, no. I want like the exactual,
Oh, wait, I'm
like
thinking other-
the actual what it's
Yeah,
called,
I'm usually-
the
I'm
ability,
looking at
but
squares,
like
so
translate it in
that's
English, but the original Japanese of the
This champ
ability,
doesn't fart.
the first ever
Lucian?
aired
Hmm,
ability name
okay.
of his attack.
It's
I know you're using Google, but I mean, I'd cheat too if I didn't know.
Yeah, same, bro. I'm watching 6 streams at the same time.
All right, let's see. We got
It's something like
Spider.
it's something like
Brawl
crazy. I don't remember
Blaster.
what it is. It's something fire related though. I don't remember exactly what the wording is.
Printer, Space Jam printer, maybe?
Zoto Flame.
Is it really Exodo Flame?
Yeah.
Some
I thought it was like
combination.
Exodia Blaze or like
I don't know.
something like that. I don't remember.
Space Jam-ish?
Yeah, I know it's weird though, but obliterate's way better. So obliterate.
Back to the
USA. Oh, it's so funny. I'm actually surprised we didn't get a Galaxy this game. I was really feeling a Galaxy, but no Galaxy today. So we're actually just cruising in a regular game, which is kind of a cool way to go out, I guess, in the final lobby of the first event. But
Where's Lucian?
he's kind of, what is he building, I guess? So we've actually sacrificed the poppies. We're not Candyland.
Or should I just put out more level 2 units?
It's like he might want Brawler Blaster.
He has 3 cybernetics still too. I mean,
Yeah, he's
he looks
probably
like
waiting
he-
to see if he hits Jinx or Aurelia, I guess, maybe, right?
yeah. I mean, he built the Graves or whatever to potentially go Space Jam, but he is not getting those units. Not getting the Jace either. Well, actually, he does get the Jace, so potentially could maybe work into that if you get some lucky rolls here in Darius's. But
Probably dead.
It's kind of late for Darius.
yeah, I feel like if you don't get Darius like really early, like it's just like too late to like really.
He doesn't really have items for Darius either. He honestly has,
Oh, okay.
And you like want to commit like Rabadons right on him.
dude, I think he has Brawler Blaster items, to be honest. Like, he has the red buff, he has an extra bow,
Yeah, I do. Nice.
he has 2 Negatrons, which is relatively irrelevant, right? But like, he doesn't have Aurelia carry items. He doesn't have
Can't use
Echo
these
carry
actually.
items,
Put
so
one of
like,
these on that.
Cybernetic's tough. He doesn't have good sniper items either, so Vanguard like Sniper Mystic vibes is kind of rough.
Corey and Chuck. Candyman is a commit or die type of comp, and if someone else is rolling for poppies, GGs. I don't think that at all because I feel like Kyle rolled Candyland, I want to say 10 times in a row, and only went for Candyland and ended up winning like a lot of the time. So I feel like there's enough Candyland to support multiple Candylands. To be
Only
honest.
2, really. I would say that a game can probably support 2 Candyman at once. I'd say
Because
any
he's
more.
dedicated.
Yeah, that's true. He is very dedicated. I'd say any more than 2, though, it gets pretty difficult. Because like you're just splitting up too many units. You know what I mean? At that point, it's hard to, and that everybody needs to 3-star everything in order to like be nuts. So
Nice.
little rough. Ooh, getting in some damage there. Looks like a lot of people trying to force Brawler Blaster. That's definitely a very popular build in this meta here.
Crazy.
I never run it.
I know, it's so
Never.
funny.
Yeah.
I know
it's one
you're
of
so
those comps. I just
anti-Brawler.
don't like it.
No, it's just it's okay. Like there's a lot of comps that I just don't run ever because I just don't like them. Like I really never run Mech Pilot. It's just like not a build I really like. So
I used to like
what's
it when it
up?
used
What's
to
up,
like
Ragin?
99,
Good to
but
see you again, dog.
Lucian,
Yeah,
that's
sorry we're on
crazy.
late today. We're streaming grand
Look at
finals
these
of East, and then we'll be
bucks,
streaming
man.
all of West for the rest of the night. We had kind of a slow start as we were running some other broadcasts this afternoon, but we are here, and it is good to see you. Sorry, what's up, Shane? You saying something?
no.
I didn't think so. I'm just kidding.
It's just like, talking crap. All right. Well, did Gitrog win last week? Did he end up winning the final lobby? I feel like it came down
Yeah,
to
he did. He
1v1
did.
with
He
him.
did.
Okay. I remember the 1v1. I didn't know if he ended up getting the better of. I know he made a comeback. I want to say.
Yeah, he's nuts. He did come back and win.
Actually, yeah.
Apparently, Marina K used to work in a card shop also, so that's kind of cool.
Oh.
Probably make back the gold and save a lot of HP.
Well, Marina K needs to, have a top showing because we've seen her, go out like just like I feel like she had some showings where she would just be under, under the threshold of moving on a couple times, and it's great to see her here in the final.
Yeah, I feel like she always makes it to the semifinals, and then gets like 5th or 6th, like every single week. But I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, she got into top 8, but got 8th or 7th or 8th or something like that in the final bracket. But I remember one of our first weeks, like our first or second week, a couple weeks back, she did really well. I think she got like top 4 in the entire lobby or something. So excited to see her back here in the top 8, especially in one of our largest lobbies ever.
Yeah.
And she's climbing her way through. So it was definitely not easy.
I just see you see it. Tourney account just there he goes. There he goes.
He's just doing his thing. All right. So Gitrog's definitely like we don't really know exactly I guess where he's going. Why don't we jump over and hang out with Aaron TV a little bit? He's down there in the middle at 79 HP. He's kind of rolling a Brawler Blaster Space Pirate vibe also, like not really like a firm direction either. Honestly looks kind of rebel-y, like he's holding on to some rebel units, which is kind of interesting. But
the stream is still on with Tourney account and Gitrog actually fighting right now, and as you can see, Tourney account absolutely
yeah, that was rough. We had to get out of there. We
actually stopped watching that because this is a PG stream now. So moving on to the next fight.
Well, it's just he only 3-starred Poppy and like Zaya. Like you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's 3-6 right now. I'm really curious to see what type of items he throws on that Poppy as well, because that, like we were just talking about, like, oh, there goes the Leona, 3 stars Leona too. Only one player can get Candyland and get supported Candyland. Well, guess what? Tourney account doesn't care. He's so committed, and he's 3-starring everything.
Seriously though, it's crazy. He's just hype rolling down and 3-starring it all. Here's X-Ren again. He is pretty much just basic run-of-the-mill Candyland. He's got the TF on deck in the back there, as well as a decent amount of poppies. So Aaron actually has 2 poppies here. He buys one just to kind of hold. Go ahead and throw that over there in the corner a little bit. Screw some people.
Oh, it's a Jinx.
There's a Cho'Gath and a Jinx.
Ooh. Does he take both? For that Brawler Blaster, right? If he really wants to switch into that, I mean, does he take the Cho'Gath? That would make the most sense. But
he's definitely looking at it. It looks like he might not. Oh yeah, he's thinking about it. He's wiggling it around. It's like, do you take the Cho'Gath? If he does, then he's definitely probably going that Brawler Blaster direction. But it seems like there's a good chance he might be going. Nah, he probably won't go too Rebel heavy. We'll see. He's probably just seeing what he hits. He has that full econ and a decent amount of HP, so he's just kind of hanging out.
I've yet to see a Rebel player win since that patch, so, and I doubt a Rebel, like 6 Rebel, right?
You gotta believe, dude.
I don't believe. I believe in Candyland. Candyland man is back. That's what look at Tourney account. Look at him. He's looking at him. He's like, holy shit.
Yeah, it's definitely not what you want to see when you're looking around. Everybody's boards look pretty normal, and you click on this one guy, and he's managed to 3-star every single thing in the game.
And it's one thing to like do it like one tournament, 2 tournaments.
Every time.
But every single week he comes
He's-
back and he does this. It's just like, look at him. He's on fire. He's doing the same thing he always does. It's just like, what is he doing different than all these other players? Like,
Whew,
what
Dunk
sets
City.
him above?
Dude.
Like,
I mean, if
like,
he would
what,
stream for us, we could find out more. However, just watching him from just like, it seems like he.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back once again. It is Friday. It is TFT, and Shimodahi and Spirits are here. Jumping into the semifinals, we got Sneezy McNeezy online, and we are in a completely normal game. There will be no shenanigans in today's 3.5 set. Just some tomfoolery and potentially some high rollers and low rollers. So let's jump into this game, get the ball rolling, and see what Sneezy McNeezy has in store with us for game number 1. Or game 2.
Game number 2.
Game number 2.
So we'll see if everyone spams the protector build this game. We saw a lot of the protector players had a lot of trouble because as you were saying, it is such a popular build. A lot of players tried to run it, and there wasn't enough units for everybody, and it didn't turn out too well for our protector players last.
Yes, that does indeed seem to have been the case in this situation. Specifically, we had 3 protector players who got absolutely annihilated and have all been eliminated from the event. And what really came out on top was what did we have? We had, of course, our Celeste. We had our words will come to my brain shortly.
Urgot
Cybernetic
was in the build. That's what I do now.
Yeah, and we had Urgot and we had Cybernetic. But yeah, it's definitely exciting to see. I'm expecting some Rebel action. We're definitely going to be seeing some more Rebel action. We didn't really get to see any Sork gameplay at all, so that's something that might pop up here.
Ooh. Stork. That's super strong. We should actually see some of that. I'm actually surprised we didn't see any Star Guardian Stork build because that's
what it's all about, man. It's just new set. Everyone's just afraid to do literally anything. So whatever their go-to is, that's pretty much what we're seeing today. And we just haven't seen anyone who's been hard slamming those Sorks yet. But we'll see at least somebody's going to get the opening and just be like, all right, I'll do it. Fine.
Well, tourney count is in here, and I believe he can do anything. So.
Facts of life. Well, we're here with Sneezy McNeezy, gathering some resources. Pretty decent opening. 3 items and some gold as well, so not too shabby. Does 2-star the Graves, actually. Pretty good looking Rebel opening for sure. Looks like he's just going to open with the 3 Rebel and not go straight for the Graves and the I don't know. I still don't know how to say her name. I forgot. Ilawi. Rebel, the next hype build. Rebel's definitely good. I think that there's kind of 2 directions you can take Rebel. You can either go like the normal way where you kind of push yourself to a fast 8 and try to get the big 5 costs. But then, of course, there's the other route. You can also take it where you essentially slow roll for the big bros. You got the Yasuo, the Master Yi, Shen, all of them, and you essentially just 3-star the crap out of all of that and sit at level 6 all game. So those are kind of the 2 routes we usually see people go. This is a very good Rebel opening in general, though. He already has a Graves, who's a great item holder and a good first brawler to pair with Jinx if needed, but actually gets an early Vayne as well. Kind of hovers it for a second, but just going to grab the Ziggs here. Makes sense. I'm actually surprised he didn't grab the Ilawi at all. Just as a potential 5th unit to get that 2 brawler buff. But he's got his Malphite here. That's enough for him, which makes sense. Malphite is a absolute beast and has a frozen heart on him. So definitely going to be a pretty annoying game here for anyone who has to fight that.
Yeah, definitely a decent early game here. The other side, we have a Nocturne 2-starred with Last Whisper, though, so doing quite a bit of damage. That Caitlyn's also going to get a 1-shot off with her ulti, I'm sure. So
that's what she does. Going to target the... Wow. goes right past the the Malphite. Malphite does actually end up closing out at least one of those kills there, but just way too tanky. Mordekaiser's ultimate is just dumb, and he does not have enough mana, in my opinion. But I just don't like Mordekaiser. I just always want him to die. Finally picks up an Alawi here. Also has 2 poppies, probably just for the pair, just in case. But no real hardcore direction yet. He has obviously a solid, strong opening, but he could go really anywhere. The game hasn't really poured anything on him too much here yet. Unfortunately, no Nocturnes. Actually, I mean, he has a Nocturne in his bench right there, but he already has 2 Zeds, so there's always potential to get that early 2 Infiltrator, which I like a lot. Might even be more effective than the Graves. Ever since the Graves, got like those 2 back-to-back nerfs, he's definitely been a little bit worse with the reducedness of that blind. But I do definitely like Nocturne Zed early. You can do quite a bit of damage with that.
This Miku person is pretty strong right now.
I think Zed kind of sucks though, but I think he's cool. So.
He sucks, but he does look cool. That's for sure.
I don't think he's super great. I think he has some carry potential, but I don't know. Maybe I just haven't
replaced the Kazakhs, dude.
Yeah, I think Kazakhs. Well, Nocturne replaced Kazakhs, right? He replaced Soda.
He's not
as weird as that feels. Yeah, I don't think it's that great either. How can I know when are the TFT tourneys? Well, lucky for you, it's pretty easy to know because they're every single Friday, so we keep it easy for you guys. But it just depends on whatever your social media of choice would be. Step 1 is definitely ! Sign up. Go ahead and head over to that matchuno.com/ESA. You can see our full calendar of all of our events. But if you follow our social media, either Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or our Discord or join our email blast, really whatever thing of choice, or even our Twitch. Follow our Twitch along too, as obviously we'll be going live with it. But we post it pretty much all over the place. So whatever it is that you decide to use, follow us. It's at Esports Arena on pretty much everything, except for Facebook. That's Esports Arena USA, because Esports Arena was taken. Don't at me. Decides to throw in just a random Caitlyn. It's just a good unit early game. If it gets its ultimate off, it just basically one taps a unit no matter what at this stage. So,
well, not to get pulled by Blitz instantly and drop to half health. So
yeah, it probably won't end up getting a shot off. It doesn't have enough HP at level 1 to get a shot off in that state at all. Might be enough though. He's still looking pretty decent in this fight. Sam Jomian here, definitely not too strong. And we do have his feed up as well. So we'll be jumping over to his POV here pretty soon for sure. Lucian does carry that red buff just a little bit too much for Sneezy here to be able to push through.
It's not a bad loss though.
Doing a little scouting, just poking around. There's a Master Yi. Okay, so there's the next party. Go ahead and actually takes out the Zed. At this stage, I feel like there you go. You just take out the Caitlyn for sure and just rock and roll with the 4 Rebel. And that's what he does decide to do. He's still not at 10. I'd like to see him hit 10 gold here. Sell off both the Mordekaisers and both the Poppies potentially. That's 6 gold. And maybe if he wins, he can sell off just the Caitlyn. If he loses, maybe the Vayne. But it's either that or he's still heavily considering hard swapping over to Vanguard Sniper. It kind of seems like is the direction that he's holding on his bench right now, and he's not too worried about his early economy or about hard confirming into Rebels. But instead, his bench is screaming Vanguard Snipers. But nonetheless, he does give it up. Drops all of them down and hits that 10 gold as they push into Krugs here. He actually buys a Vi as well, which I'd like to see him put in. I think instead of the 4 Rebel, he could just run 2 Brawler for sure. I think level 1 Vi is an absolute powerhouse if you get her early. She just run your backline and just starts slamming your carries, so it just gets real crazy real fast. And of course, with the 2 Brawler buff, just a decent amount of HP to kind of keep the ball rolling there. But we'll have to see what he gets from Krugs. He's definitely wanting some items. His items are incredibly lackluster now, just the Quicksilver and the Frozen Heart. So we're going to have to see if he's able to get a Chain Vest. Okay, not really too helpful still. and a Brawler. Well, that's a Shroud. Probably not something we're going to see built right away. But again, Krugs was big for him because he's, again, trying to decide, like, which direction to go. Like, look at his bench. He's still a little split. Like, he wants to go a lot of different directions. There's a second Nautilus. But he needs to be able to obviously utilize his items. He's been getting very few items in general, let alone, pretty much just the same ones over and over again, right? So where he's hanging in there, though, it actually looks like he might build the Shroud right off the bat. No, he's just going to go place the items on his front line to make them a little bit tankier as he proceeds through this early game. Obviously, just wants to, of course, mitigate the amount of damage he will take, as the goal of this is not to win the game. He only needs to hit top 4 to get his spot in the final lobby and get himself into that money. So, the build that he chooses to build, or whatever he ends up going with here, it's more about survival and making sure that you build something. You always have the best board. You don't take unnecessary damage, and you just kind of keep that life total as high as possible and make yourself feel safe. As that losing like by 1 round and taking a 5th place and falling out of that $500 plus prize pool, definitely unfortunate. Not what you want to see. He hits a 2-star Nautilus. This is kind of big, I think. I think Nautilus is an incredible unit. I think he's absolutely
strong.
insane.
Super
strong.
Favorite Vanguards for sure now. It used to be Jace is like my all-time favorite, but Nautilus is like, it's up there. Like, I actually I 3-starred Nautilus, actually.
Wow.
Actually 3-starred one. And it was insane.
And it was insane. And speaking of insane, you can already see him transitioning over to Vanguard snipers. He started selling off some of his Rebel units here. And now he has 2 snipers in. As soon as he 2-starred that Nautilus, he was like, it's time. He just slams, bro, over and over again. He sends you so high, such a long knock time. He has such a low mana pool that he can usually slam 2 to 3 times a fight a lot of the times, depending on the situation. But it can just get kind of crazy. And especially when he lives like pretty late into the game or into the specific round, like he can win 1v2s, because he just has so much CC and AoE damage. Like he can really put some real damage in.
So he can throw Morellos on him, and it's not bad. But I mean, unless like you have something better to put it on. But I mean, he can be a Morellos user.
He can just be a tank. That's the best part about him. Is like, yeah, he could definitely you can add additional damage to him for sure if you want to. But like, hopefully you can pair him with someone who can pull a little bit more weight than that, and you can have him focus more on like Morellos and a Dragon's Claw and a Brambles Vest type carry, because he can like just the AoE CC is literally so impactful. It's such a big deal that like the longer he lives, the more times he casts that, it's just absolute anarchy. He's nuts.
Yep. Him, like, yeah, you have him doing his CC with like mixed in with the Wukong for the Vanguards. Like, it's good. It's a lot of CC. God, I want to see the 1,000. I want to see the 1,000 Vanguard buff, man.
The armor. Bring us the armor. A gnat somehow made it into my room. My cat is destroying it.
Oh no!
It did not survive. It was in the house for maybe 30 seconds before it was ultimately defeated by my Prowler. Sorry, side note. Yeah, seriously though. She just comes like flying across my screen. I'm like, what's going on? But it's fine.
I'm aware.
We're in the carousel here at 3-4. What are we feeling here for Steezy? He needs a sword. That sword looks real juicy. He didn't get it. I guess you just take the rod. No way you take a tier here.
Ugh.
Okay, he took the tier. He wants the gold probably more than anything. I don't think there's a huge difference between the rod and the tier, but at least in the situation, he gets 3 gold instead of 1. So whatever.
Frozen Heart.
He's actually gonna double Frozen Heart. Does Frozen Heart even stack anymore?
I don't even know. That was my next question. I was thinking about it. I'm like, it looks cool. I mean, but does it work?
Hold on, I'm checking because this is
madness.
Stacking increases the radius of this effect, not the amount of the slow. So now the radius around him of which he slows is much larger. As you can see, he's hitting the Leona all the way over there, but he's not hitting the Irelia?
I know. I know. I'm
the heck?
confused.
Hello?
Confused.
But nonetheless, it does definitely seem to be relatively effective as he is slowing snipers and blasters right now. So definitely a very dominant showing here from the Frozen Hearts. But I do believe that Frozen Heart is one of the worst items in the game.
And if you have two of them, questionable.
I mean, at least you have two of them. You know, I'd say honestly, like it at that point, it might actually become more relevant. You know what I mean? So now I'm all about it. Now it's 2 spaces away. Okay, got it. So instead of it just being within 1 hexagon, now 2 hexagons of the Frozen Heart effect. Pretty cool. That actually is pretty cool. I think I might do that next time if I get effed on items. You know, just if that's what you got, then just go for it. I like it. All right. So hasn't really changed his comp in quite a while. We've seen pretty much the same units on the board for quite a while now. Definitely going to start falling off. I can only imagine. We'll see how much work this double Frozen Heart can do, and if it's enough to kind of carry him through a little bit deeper into that mid game. I don't want to say he has incredible econ, but he has done a really good job of keeping his life total high up there at 83. He might even. So this is exactly what I was talking about, right? Where it's like you think you should never win this 1v1. But can Nautilus do it? Absolutely not. He should never win that 1v1. And he didn't. So we're back at it. Econ's still fairly low. We are on turtles here, or wolves, or whatever you want to call them now.
Nautilus only wins that when he has a bunch of armor. Or any armor buff. He doesn't have any Vanguard buff right now. Doesn't even have 2.
Yeah, that's very true. That's a good point. Final form and make it 3 spaces away. I like where your head's at. We need a 3rd Frozen Heart or Riot. Come on, guys. We've seen the effectiveness of social media. Let's do it. 3rd Frozen Heart.
Oh, man.
Let's see what he actually ends up getting here. There's a Morello's if he wants it, Ionic Spark, or a Zephyr. Those are the 3 items basically he's given there to choose. And he's going for an Ionic Spark. Okay, this Malphite is a beast of a unit. Okay, now something that I also learned in set 3.5 is Ionic Spark, and I like it very little, but I'm going to tell you why. So the new updated Ionic Spark, what it does is it makes it so enemies that are within 2 hexes, so now enemies within 2 hexes of him not only have their attack speed slowed by a bajillion% or 50%, but they also have their magic resistance reduced by 50% as well. And whenever they cast a spell, they'll get hit with 225% of their maximum mana. So it could definitely really destroy. Like right now, there are 5 units who have 50% attack speed slow and reduced magic resistance, as well as taking true damage every time they use their abilities. So pretty crazy setup here on this Malphite. I'm kind of digging it. It's pretty cool. I'm kind of vibing the difference here. Still not able to really clutch it out there, unfortunately. Just too much damage coming out, but still kind of pushing through. Looking at his bench, he might be trying to go some kind of Astro direction with like a 2 Mystic, have Nar be the 2nd Brawler, and then 2 Vanguard potentially maybe if he gets to Wukong. He has 3 Brawlers in right now. I don't really think that's probably going to last. He hasn't managed to find a Jinx yet, which is also a little unfortunate. But again, we don't have to get first place. We're just trying to get those top 4. And based on what we're seeing right now, Jirachi is in some serious danger of falling out of this game early. Only 29 HP left remaining there. And a pretty big gap between even the next up, which is Simply Flawed at 53. So kind of hanging in there. Gonna have to see if Jirachi can pull it back and keep themselves in this game. But we do have Sneezy here going up against Pickle J, of course, the one and only. Doing okay at 62 HP and a pretty decently strong looking build. I see a lot of Vanguards. I see a lot of Mystics. So definitely very similar to what a lot of the players I assume are building. Pickle did manage to land a Lulu, which I find pretty big, like a pretty big deal. As Lulu is such a beast, especially early. If you can get that 4 Mystic with the Lulu, like whoo, you're putting in some real damage there. But speaking of damage, we do see a Jinx on the bench, or on the whatever now it's on the bench, and that's exactly what we want to see. Jinx is kind of basically completes this, or gives him some kind of direction. He had no direction he really needed to kind of figure out exactly where he was going to go with it. He's still just kind of hanging out with this random Nautilus, but nonetheless, he has the 4 Rebel surrounds the Jinx to get all those extra buffs. He has the Chrono just to at least give Jinx some kind of buff in that sense. And of course, the 2 Blaster as well. Because of the Ezreal. There you go. Man, Ezreal's good. I like Ezreal a lot. He's such a good, like, he's similar like Kassadin, right? Where he just like fits into the build so well because he's Blaster Chrono, and you can just run like 2 Chrono, 2 Blaster like so effectively in so many middle game comps.
And his ultimate ability is actually really good as well because it's just AoE nuke damage. I mean, so
yeah, you can't complain.
Yeah, cannot go wrong with that.
Never complain about some AoE damage here. Hold on, let me retweet this post that they tagged us in. Boom. It's lit. Hey guys in chat, we're actually doing a Razor giveaway today. It's the last day to enter on our social media channels. So if you guys head over to Twitter or Instagram at Esports Arena, you can sign up for or not sign up, but enter to win a free Razor headset, which is lit. So if you guys are looking for a new headset, cruise on over to our socials real quick, and I think all you have to do is like follow us and like watch a video or something, and you get like a bunch of entries. So cruise over there if you guys are interested in that. But we just finished off with another carousel here. What did he end up getting? He got a sword with a ribbon. That's pretty awesome. He didn't have any swords yet this game, so it's definitely nice to see that. Ends up selling off the Ezreal there and has the ribbon take the place as far as the Chrono placement goes, and isn't putting too much value on that Blaster buff, which is fair, as it really isn't going to do too much at this point. But there's the giveaway link, guys, in chat if you want to go enter that Razor headset giveaway. The link is now in chat. Thank you, Kathy. I don't know. I'm personally a little worried here for Steezy. In the beginning, he was doing a great job of keeping his life total high and just kind of having decent units and an okay economy, but he just hasn't hit anything. He has no direction at all. He still has early game units. And he needs to turn online, and he might have to keep his econ high and push through Raptors without really going all in. And that might cause him to fall into 1 to 2 tap range. And that's a scary place to be when he needs to place top 4 here in order to move on to the grand final bracket and get himself in that money. So we do see a sword get slammed with the Jinx there. He doesn't know exactly what he wants to do. He's looking at the XP. He might push to level 8 right away. Seems like kind of a throw because he won't really have any econ to build his final to build anything really, to spend money on to build as he's not even close to, he's a 1-star Wukong, a 1-star Jinx, and a bunch of other just mismatched units that need to be replaced. So
yeah,
I'm a little nervous.
It's a big mix. I mean, his Master Yi is still 1-star. Like, there's a lot going on. His Blitzcrank is still 1-star. It's just Jinx, obviously, his carry is not there. And as well, Pickle J also hit the 2-star Cassiopeia with Morello's and blue buff. So
I love that.
That's some strong stuff right there.
I love that. But taking some more damage, not too big of a hit. This is a 6 loss streak as he moves into Raptor. So a lot of gold coming in on the bright side. But on the downside, very, very low on the HP side. So going to try to stay alive here. Go ahead and picks up a Jhin, which is kind of a big deal. Now has a Jhin and a Teemo on his bench. So he already has the potential of Astro here. He has the potential of Mystic. So I think I kind of see the direction he's looking to do that full transition over to, that he'll do right after this round. I imagine we'll see him hit 8 and then transition into Sniper, Mystic, Vanguard, Astro. Yeah.
Sniper Mystic.
Red buff. Man, such tanky items this game. It's actually crazy. Okay, so here's the level 8 push that we saw. We're going to see him sell that. That's gone. Jinx is gone. Ziggs is gone. Yep, stack up the Wukong for sure. Absolute beast. Gonna throw... What the heck?
Red buff Jinx with Z.
That was crazy. I thought for sure that was about to be red buff GA. But instead of red buff GA, he actually went for Zeke's red buff Trap Claw.
I would always go GA.
Nonetheless, pretty pretty decent transition. Didn't kind of fully get it all off. Doesn't have Mystic or Astro in quite yet, but decides to keep the Rebel alive for a little bit longer and finds a lot of value in keeping that Jinx strong. But it is not enough. He takes another huge hit from Miku. He's going to fall down to 12 HP. Simply Flawed also at 6 HP. And Jirachi, they are at 12, also tied. So with 3 players definitely in range of getting knocked out of this game way too early. 2 ribbons there. He actually passes on the Jhin, which I find interesting. He does end up actually finding a Gnar, which is a relatively big deal. Instantly sells the Jinx and the Master Yi. Okay, he's putting his faith in Jhin here. He needs to roll and 2-star it though, and he's not going to have enough time.
He didn't even get the Jhin in the first place. I mean, he would have bought it then.
He has one. He has one.
No, he passed up another Jhin.
Oh yeah.
So it's like,
okay, so he got, I think, the build he wanted in. However, he didn't have time to like actually use his gold and roll down, and I think he might die because of it. Pickle J is doing his best that he can to take him out. The Gangplank bombs come down. They don't even do almost enough damage.
Look at the Cassiopeia's items.
The Cassiopeia is literally murdering everything. It's all over, and that's going to be is that an 8th place, I think? A 7th place. Simply Flawed also died in that same round. We're going to be jumping over to Sam Jomian in the same game here, guys, in just a quick second for you. It was a pretty rough game for our boy Steezy Neezy here. But we do have Sam Jomian online, and he is running 6 Cybernetic. So, very strong build. He doesn't have too strong of a stacked Vayne. All of the Vayne items are on Lucian, which isn't bad. Lucian obviously is a great carry as well. And Irelia looks like she just got a Thieves Glove. So not super ideal item situation here. But that's one of the things about Cybernetics. It's not really always that big of a deal. Like Cybernetics, a lot of it just relies on raw stats. And like we talked about in a normal game like this, Cybernetic is a very strong build that can a lot of times get you that like top 4, top 5. 2 players' Veins are going at each other, and it does go over to Sam Joni, which is a very big deal. He needs to retain that 30 HP that he has. And Jirachi still holding on also 12 HP and a Dream. Top 6 as we move into this 5-4 carousel. Timo. Looks like he's too far to be catch up. Yeah, he was definitely too far behind, but he tried. Okay. Tourney account is still alive. Haven't really talked about him or seen him at all this game. He's just been kind of doing his thing, the usual Tourney account things. But
yeah, we normally just see him in the finals. We're like, oh, Tourney account here.
Oh, cool. Hey man, how you doing? Like, what's new?
We won't really follow him. We'll just, we'll give him his, his shout out when he gets to the final lobby.
There's a Thresh there. Do we like this Thresh more than we like the Ezreal? Absolutely, we do. Goodbye, Ezreal, forever. Get that Thresh in there. Who cares about Blaster Buff? Irrelevant. You get Mana Reaver for Irelia, which is huge. He rolled past him!
Do you see the chat? You look at their chat in game. Pickle J's mouse just died.
No!
Look, in the middle. Look, he can't click.
Oh my god, dude.
Pickle J. The Cassiopeia just has to carry him out. He can't upgrade.
Wait, how do you know?
In the chat in game.
Oh, got it. Dang, that's crazy. Pickle J, no. Okay, well, it's not over. I mean, Sam Jomi does actually end up taking a win off of Tourney account there and falling down. Pickle J does lose that round, mouseless.
God, only if he could click.
If only he could click. Luckily, there are a lot of hotkeys in this game, but not that many. Miku finally 2-stars his Irelia. That's going to be huge for him. He's still sitting in first place and only getting stronger. There's a 2-star Vi. That's actually a pretty big deal. 1-star, 2-star Vi is such a huge stat increase.
Also,
in general,
it does have the Warmogs on it as well.
Tell them to log in on mobile. I know, right? All right. I think it's his. Mine's doing it too.
Yeah, mine is as well.
Sam Jomian giving us a little bit of Lagarino, guys, but don't worry. We'll bounce back. Looks like it's fixing itself as we speak. And Samjomian loses that round. Hentai God just a little bit too strong there. His Victor in the back just putting out so much DPS. And Jirachi, will they survive this? Wow. Zaya just absolutely pops off. But no, not enough. Jace gets the final slam and keeps Jirachi alive another round. And tourney count now in range of getting eliminated. We now have 3 players, including Pickle J and Samjomian, that are at 22 HP and below. So pretty scary situation here because they need top 4 guys in order to move on to the grand final lobby and fight for their share of this $500.
Dang, tourney account might get knocked out. This is actually a little crazy.
Yeah, it's true. It's a little crazy. Samjomian here. Everyone just kind of collecting their final items before they face off here to see who's going to be taking this slot. Gets a Death Blade. I mean, Vayne every time, I guess. No one else needs an item, right? Yeah, you just give Vayne every time. You don't even need it. No hesitation there. Yeah, easy clap. Has the 6 cybernetic. I can't believe he had no interest at all in. 1, I can't believe he doesn't have Blade Master. 2, I can't believe he didn't take the Mana Reaver Thresh. Like, that's just so good in cybernetic, in my opinion. I think it's absolutely insane. Because like Mana Reaver is so good and Irelia's so powerful already that if she can just like slow you down by a couple seconds and like buy herself more time before you can CC her, like imagine if Wukong ulted just like 2 seconds later in that fight. Like he would have died before he ulted. Like this is one of those things where I think it's hard to pass up, and then Thresh can always just pulls in whatever it replaces, right? So you could have kept the Ezreal and just replaced it with the Thresh, but not going to be the case here. Samjomian taking a lot of heat, going down to 2 HP. Jirachi, they are not going down without a fight. Pickle J also falling down to only 8 HP left, and this round here, this is it. This is the round where we're probably going to see some people drop, and Pickle J obviously did get his mouse back on as we just saw him 2-star in Urgot. We're going to have to see if that's enough to turn things around for Pickle J. However, Jirachi, of course, on fire now with 12 HP, just absolutely destroying. Absolutely destroying. And I just peeked over real quick at Jirachi, and they are only 1 Cassiopeia away from a 3-star Cassiopeia. So very excited to see what happens there. But we're about to see a throwdown to see who's going to be taking 6th place here. Pickle J versus Samjomian here. Both of them 8-2 HP. One of them will be falling absolutely here. And it does look like the fight could still go either way, but looks like Pickle J is starting to take over. The 2-star Urgot is a little bit too much. All that's left is the Vayne, but it's not going to be enough. And it's not going to be enough for Jirachi either. They go down in the same round as everybody died, actually. And Jirachi did do it. They slid in there. Everyone died in the exact same round. Tourney account gets eliminated in 6th place. The same round, Samjomian also got eliminated, but slid into 5th place. And Jirachi, by the skin of their teeth, scooped up 4th place and gets their pass into grand finals alongside Pickle J, Miku, and the Hentai God, who has been destroying in lobbies today, may I add, and has just been absolutely dominating. So I'm excited to see what happens in these final 2 games.
So you gotta be feeling pretty good right now if you're Pickle J. Your mouse dies, you come back, it gets working, and you hit a 2-star Urgot, and you get into the top 4, and you knock out tourney account in the process in the same round.
Crazy.
God, that has to be a good feeling.
Yep, that's the best feeling, really. It's been a while since tourney count missed our grand finals, but this is going to be the case in this situation. So GG's as always, of course, to all of the competitors as we move towards our grand final lobby. But that's it. That was intense. There was a lot there. I can't believe they all died in the same round, like within a second or 2 of each other. It's just brutal. But 4 Mystic, 4 Vanguard. This is a very strong build, very similar to the Protector version, just with obviously with Vanguards instead. And it looks like, is Hentai God running Sorks? It kind of looked like he was. I didn't get to fully see it. We might have to wait a second here. Oh, they're in the carry, so that's what was going on. Okay. Because I know we have a Cybernetic player, we have a Mystic Vanguard player, and I believe that the final player is running Sorks. So pretty interesting. I'm not 100% sure, but possible. 2-star Gangplank up there. Hentai God just did as well. And here we go, finally into the combat phase. Here is Hentai God. His build, yes, there are definitely some Star Guardian Sorg action going on here, but it looks like he's actually just running Mech Pilot Sorg, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
And it looks pretty good. Okay. Vayne is so good. Okay. Vayne literally almost saved Miku, but it did not matter. That's going to be a wrap. Everyone just dying in the same rounds over and over again. Incredible job from Hentai God. Again, just destroying every single lobby he touches, essentially. But that's going to be it for our semifinals. We do have our top 8 players. Hentai God, Garchomp Pro, Miku, Slippin' Bug, Pickle J, Jirachi, Hex Knight, and Super Darko will be your 8 players that we're going to see here. And remember, guys, the grand finals is 2 games they compete where they gain placement points. Basically, first place is 8, all the way down to 8th place being 1 point. And then they play 2 games, and the top point earners, essentially, those are your placements 1 through 8, and all 8 players will get their share of the $500 based on their placement. That was a great game. GG's to all the players. You guys are obviously all invited to compete in the redemption bracket once again. However, we are going to take a short break while we set up this grand final lobby, and we're going to swing back at you guys in just a second, so don't go anywhere.
Why we're rich. I haven't hit a single...
Mind let me know when the West
Wait.
Tourney account is starting? That's
I'm
7.
rich because I haven't hit a rebel.
Said the West Tourney account. In the West Tourney, you're
That's
just
why
thinking
I'm
of tourney
rich.
accounts. So
Oh
In
no, wait, this is
50.
kind of
Sorry,
doomed.
Panoy DM me.
no, it's all.
He's funny.
Do I beat
And it's
anyone
like-
else?
What was I saying? I lost it.
Talking about tourney account and how what does he do different than these other players? Like what?
Oh, so he definitely every week we see him. He's like, okay, what's the top build in the whole game? And then he literally runs that, or not even like that anybody necessarily like knows about, right? Like the build he's running right now seems like a hybrid between the 2 top builds that a lot of people are building right now, according to like the tier charts and things like that. So it's like he basically just knows exactly what he needs to do to win the game, right? He knows the numbers. He knows when he needs to hit econ. He knows how to not get baited by the different elements. He knows his percentages. And really what he's doing is he's just doing his best to abuse, whichever element of the game Riot is leaning on. Right now, they're leaning on 1-star units. Before, they were leaning on, Dark Star and things like that, right? So he was just abusing that Dark Star. Remember that for a good period of time. But he'll really just force these incredibly, powerful comps. And he hits, and if he doesn't, he has the econ to fall back on, to the point where it's like, we've seen tourney account flop out of some games in lobbies before, because if you're going to be playing a playstyle like his, which is so aggressive, so high reward, but that high risk level as well, then of course you're going to flop sometimes. And that's exactly what we see him, sometimes, get knocked out early before even the grand finals if he ends up flopping it around. But, his econ is just so strong, and he knows the percentages so well that it's pretty rare for him to, miss and fall back and still not be able to place in that top 4. So.
Yeah, I feel like he has the knowledge, and he's adapting to each meta so fast. I feel like faster than most of these other players, So he just, like you said, he knows exactly. He's good. He knows exactly what he wants to do, and he's just playing his game.
Okay, we're in the carousel here. Everyone's just kind of Aaron grabbing a Thresh with a tier here. So it looks like he's building MF. Is kind of where his head's at here. And just looking at his overall build, it definitely looks like we're looking at some kind of rebel-based comp. Obviously focused around the Jinx and the MF carries. He is level 8 also. So odds of him landing one could be pretty high. Lulu. Take the Lulu, throw on the Mystic. He loses Brawler for it, but it's probably worth.
I mean, he didn't take the Cho'Gath, so I mean.
Yeah.
Eh.
Ooh, 2-star Jinx, that's big.
Yeah, that is huge. You got it in the last roll there.
Okay, so he rolled down a decent amount. He's really trying to find this final comp here.
Yikes.
Marina K really, really strong with this
Holy
mana
shit, how much
printing
damage am I
build.
taking?
Wow.
Wow. Okay.
The mana printing build is something that we definitely need to
didn't
talk
hit
about,
anything.
because
I didn't
that
hit
has been
anything, actually.
everywhere.
Yep.
Oh, I
The
hate
chalice,
it.
because I know we talked about how the chalice like was just one of those items that just didn't get used enough. It was like one of the we were talking. I was like, that's like one of the worst items. Like, I don't know if I'd ever use it. Do we ever use it? Nope, nope, nope. And then now we're seeing these builds where it's getting fully utilized, and it's not bad with these sorcerers
my
that
best
can
scene.
really scale on that mana increase. So and Star Guardians,
look
like
so
stacking it
scuffed?
with Star Guardian buff, or like I think the first time I saw it was with a 3-star Syndra, getting that stacking buff. Well, I think it was a Sona stacking a Syndra. So 3-star Sona stacking a 3-star Syndra. It was just permanently one-shotting everything on the map. So
Well, we're gonna see firsthand how good
Kind of weak, dude.
new Rebel is.
I need to hit a GP.
Ugh.
I don't have faith in
I need
Rebel.
to hit a GP.
No faith.
Ugh.
Because here it is, and let me
I
tell you.
mean, he hit pretty much everything. Like, he looks decently strong.
But it still just loses.
I guess he wants to get rid of this Darius
So let's say it was supposed to be
for
like this.
I don't know, really anything. But he can use both those items, and he doesn't have. What do you put in though? So GP would be good to put in. A second blaster, MF would be good.
But
3
MF, he needs
swords.
damage.
Wow.
Yeah, he needs damage. The MF.
So what do you do
MF.
here? Do you do a Giant Slayer for sure? A second Giant Slayer on Jinx. Oh no, he's actually gonna do. Oh yeah, Giant Slayer. Okay, yeah. And Deathblade. This guy's a psycho.
Okay.
All right, so sells that off, gives that to what? Okay. Oh. Okay, so he's saving him for MF, I guess.
Okay. Saves the giant belt.
oh, we actually didn't hit, dude.
2
It's a
KOs.
stake.
Wow.
Yeah, keep those. We don't want those. He swaps with GP. Nah, GP. Okay. He's thinking GP for sure. Yeah, the Demolitionist is definitely good. I mean, MF is so good though too, right? Because you get that 2
Oh, not
blaster,
hitting
which
is
is
so
huge.
bad.
But yeah, I think I'd take
This
GP.
is not good.
Rennigan also just Candyland out of his mind there with a bunch of 3 stars, but
Is he? Bleakinator? Is that no? Bleakinator
Actually,
is
so bad here.
Rennigan 8 health, but he's in last place, so it looks like he's going to wipe out shortly. Tourney account, the other Candyland player sitting.
Let's jump over to X Rennigan or Bleakinator stream. He's down there with 8 HP. Might as well ride it out. Party B taking 8th place. Party B coming in 8th place here. Aaron up against Vel'Koz Hentai here. Vel'Koz Hentai looks like he's running. He's got Cybernetic, and he's pretty much online, but all of his units are fairly weak. So Aaron actually was able to capitalize on that. Okay, we're actually not. Okay, I thought it was just me. That makes sense. Psych. Okay, low quality. Okay, we are 720 plus Streamerino Pappuccino.
Start Kale. Kale. I mean, might as well. You could have replaced the Lucian for a Kale through the items on a Star Kale for a place for.
But Kale, you don't. I mean, you don't have Blade Master or Valkyrie. You don't want. You know, you
though.
No, you want the blaster though.
It's my GP.
Oh, for the Jinx. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
GP2 is busted. Huh? You think so, huh? I don't know, man. I don't buy it. I don't think he has the econ to even almost support GP2. Like, how you ever hit GP2 in this situation? Like,
you don't.
Actually taking 24 here.
I don't know. I could be wrong, but
holy shit!
It seems hard.
At Aaron's health,
wait, I just want to top.
Like, I would rather just put these items on.
There's no GP.
Like, I'd rather put the Rabadons on Aurelian Soul, and maybe even the GA on him too. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't want him on a 1-star Lucian just getting body slammed while I die at 6 HP. Like, it's kind of rough. He grabs the Rebel item, but he just doesn't have the units to support it. Like, he doesn't have the econ to, like, get that units he needs.
And we're back once again. Luke Shimon, Hebrew, and Spirits with you guys here as another Esports Arena Online TFT Friday. We are in the grand finals. We have our top 8 players. We're actually already in the game, and we're talking it is a Littler Legends game. So probably a quick one here. We're going to see to kind of kick off game 1 of 2 for our grand finals. But we're leaping on with the Hentai God, actually, someone who has been dominating all day today. So we wanted to make sure we could get some of his gameplay on the screen for y'all, as it has been absolutely incredible. And here it is. So ignore the stream element. He's not actually currently streaming on Twitch. We are watching his Discord, so don't go looking for him. You will not find him. Well, I guess you will, but it won't matter. But here we are, Littler Legends. Yes, that means... Oh, a spicy Little Legends match. I know, right? 85 HP starting instead of the normal 100 HP or the 125 from the medium Legends. So definitely, it's funny they didn't do 75, right? They didn't do 25 less instead of 25 more. They did only 15. They must have tested it with 25 less. It just died so early in the games. It'd be awful. That's like 25 HP is like, that's like almost 3 losses less a game. So if you're like low rolling, you just like get instantly deleted. But we're gonna have to see what these players favor to do in this specific galaxy, because they're gonna have a lot less wiggle room to play with. No room for mistakes here. Only 15 or that 15 HP. Like, let's take last game for example, where we had like 4 players with less than 10 HP, right? Who all died like instantly together, or 3 players. Those players would have lost several rounds earlier. But that we do see a 2-star Poppy right away. No surprise, he takes that and throws it right in. Pretty good for sure. Like, if you can get a strong Vanguard opening, you can do some real damage in this patch. Vanguard is not something to be messed with. But actually, Vanguard and Protectors and Brawlers, honestly, all have some pretty good legs to stand on for the most part. But you know, we don't see too much Ilaoi. At least we haven't yet. I think on the PvE, I did use her a decent amount, and I was enjoying her to an extent. But I can't say I was overly impressed with her by any means. So I'm not surprised that Malphite's still kind of been the go-to of choice due to his high AD, big shield, and of course, he's a rebel unit, right? So 75 unit, you would probably have no econ. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, you just couldn't. Like, it wouldn't matter. Like, you would die too fast if you tried to, right? Okay, he gets a Lucian there, so he can have his 2-star. Or his 2 blaster buff, which is nice. And he also technically has the option to kind of go down that cybernetic route as well, as you can see the Leona and Fiora on the right side. And I think that's something that's kind of interesting about 3.5 cybernetic, is it doesn't even really run. It's like Leona's more of like an early game unit at best. Like, you can run an early game Leona with like a Nautilus, and then run like Shen, Fiora, and any other blade master that you end up finding, like Master Yi or something like that. And you have a pretty powerful early game with like a 3 cybernetic, 2 Vanguard, 3 blade master type vibe going on, and can even toss in if once you get that Vi, you can toss in like a Nard. Now you also have 2 Astro, so it's easy to toss in that 3rd Astro. So things like that. I think there's a lot to do with cybernetic, a lot of wiggle room with it in 3.5. So it's been pretty interesting. The legends are so small, so fast too. That's the best part. When you actually play a game, you just feel like a little lightning. You're just like mew 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 mew, because you can move everywhere so fast. Carousels are a lot more fun too. But there's a 2-star Malphite. He's kind of thinking about it. One of my favorite things again about this patch is the fact that you can sell units for the same amount of gold, regardless of if it's 2-starred or not. So if I 2-star an Ashe, I use it for 1 turn and then sell it, I get 9 gold back. Which is so cool. It allows you to utilize your it allows you just to transition so much easier, because you don't have to worry about like, oh, if I 2-star this Ashe, like I'm gonna lose 5 gold. Like, I'm only gonna use it for like 1 round. I'd rather like lose the round than lose the 5 gold. So it's so interesting to be able to actually like stock up gold like that and have like 30 gold on your board and sell it all in 1 turn and just do like crazy stuff. So that's one thing I think that that's one thing that people haven't fully been able to capitalize on yet in this new patch, as it's so fresh, is that specific difference, as it's definitely going to make for some interesting transitions. And I'm excited to watch a lot of high level gameplay of those transitions to kind of get my own grasp for that, because I think it's going to be pretty pretty insane. Everyone has like one hit here. I think they're all going to live though, which is a little unfortunate. A lot of damage coming out.
Damage, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. Like, sure, bro.
One unit, like, oh.
Yeah. Garchomp Pro. I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting. We're going to have to see. I mean, last week, who won last week? Do we remember?
Oh, it was one of the it was both
was it
of the
was it
people that
Hentai
we were
God? Oh yeah,
predicting.
it was Hentai God. He won, and Garchomp Pro took second place again, or third. I can't quite remember. He took second or third, but
Garchomp Pro was up there, but he didn't 4-time it. I remember that.
He definitely he was close. He was close, but does that work for 3 stars as well? Yep, it absolutely does. So if you 3-star anything, you sell it for whatever that costs. Math. That's like such. I mean, like for a 1-star, right? It's you would sell a 3-star for 9 gold essentially if it's a 1-cost unit, which I think is insane. You know, because like you can actually like 3-star a 1-cost unit, and like if it doesn't fit your build late game, like you just sell it for 9 gold. Like, you know, it's not the worst, but it's one of those things where it's definitely a nice element to have, especially for 3 costs, in my opinion. As I think that being able to 2-star 3 costs without like losing that much gold is such a big deal. 4 costs too, for sure, but I don't think that happens as often. Pretty good opening here. All of his units looking very, very beefy. We do have Hex Knight, who is kind of split between. Oh no, actually, he's just rocking 4 Vanguard with little Zoe back there for some DPS. I actually think I would prefer the 1-star Ash on the bench or the Irelia to the Zoe here, but nonetheless. Yeah, Hextech's 4 Vanguards are plenty enough tanky to push another loss into Hentai God as he takes his 4th loss in a row. And this is kind of what we talked about, guys. It's really, really scary in this galaxy when, you know, you just lose your. I mean, look at him; he's strong too. Like, look at his board. He has a lot of 2-stars. He has a cybernetic buff with items on all the different cybernetics to make it so they get that extra bonus AD and health. And it doesn't even matter. Like, he's lost the last 4 rounds in a row. Everybody's just dominating him, and he's already at 63 HP, and we haven't even made it to Krugs yet. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Because normally here he'd be at like 78 HP. And it's like, all right, sure, you get 78 HP, like not too big of a deal, but it's just like, I don't know, it can get scary real fast.
Yeah, with the Little Legends, a lot less wiggle room for sure. And he's fighting Pickle J, and Pickle J is already level 6, so he's probably going to take the L on this one as well.
He does have a similar 4 Vanguard build that we just saw from the last couple of players. However, he has a Ziggs in the back doing some work, as well as a Bard just kind of farming some experience. And I'm so surprised on like 4 Vanguard single-handedly for weaker looking boards are just dominating this cybernetic opening. It's just like, oh, okay, he at least pulled it back. I really thought he was going to lose, and he actually, if the Poppy would have got that shield, he would have lost because he would have killed 100%. The Fiora instantly and whatever. But he does take that win, which is huge. Kind of a bummer he doesn't lose streak, I guess, into Krugs for that extra gold. But again, in this galaxy, no one's complaining about not losing rounds. So. Looking at his bench, still no full direction. There is a Bard there, which I don't hate. Looks like we got some econ or some scouting going on. A lot of Vanguard players.
Is this it? Are we going to see the 6 Vanguard finally come out to its final form here? Waiting for the finals. People are waiting for the finals.
I actually think no, because I think too many players have Vanguards for someone to get all 6. It's literally crazy. I think 6 players are playing Vanguard right now.
This is nuts, dude.
That is not good news for the Vanguard players. Let me tell you that.
Oh, man.
But Hentai God here might have a good opportunity to just take up the cybernetic slot. As he does have a pretty decent cybernetic opening here. He's missing Leona because she's a Vanguard, but he doesn't need Leona. Like I talked about earlier, Leona's kind of been worked out of cybernetic in general, but the problem is that, you know, without even 1 Leona, it's going to be hard to hit 6 cybernetic because you fall into that same classic trap of needing Echo like you used to. So hopefully he can find at least one Leona just to fill that 6 cybernetic slot. Or of course he can always go the more chrono based route and go for like a 4 chrono focused build and just kind of sit on 3 cybernetic. But if he was doing that, I would expect him to kind of be picking up I guess some different units in this specific situation, but they all want that mythical 6 Vanguard build. Yeah, it's the
It's my build. It's patented.
Yeah, it's patented. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you've seen it since day one, bro. That's all I run.
It's true. Spirits is absolutely not lying, bro. When we play on PBE, it's like as soon as the game starts, like I'm serious. Round 1, I look at his board. He's got 6 Vanguards. I'm like, what is going on over here? I'm like, what even happened? And you're like, nothing, dude. Don't worry about it. I got it. Unlock. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna run 6 Vanguards, and that's it. If I get to level 7, I'm gonna put in another Vanguard. I'll just put in like a second Jace or something.
Man. It's pretty strong, actually, if you can actually do it in a reasonable amount of time. But
I mean, just look at these. Like, look at all of these top tier players. These are all we're talking like some of the top ranked players around, and they are all running Vanguard. So
I like it. There's hope.
We got to
changing builds.
We definitely got to run some games tonight. I've definitely been enjoying the new set. I just want to play more, to be honest. I just want to grind so many games and try out so many different builds. So.
Can we play ranked yet, or are you two? Did you already outrank me? That's the real question.
I didn't even finish my placements, but I'm in platinum.
Okay, so for the men it is. All right.
Yeah, GG. We have a Valorant too, but we'll see. There's a Wukong. No way. I don't know. I don't know if he takes the Wukong. Maybe. Like it's just so good.
Yeah, always. If you're running, if you have Vanguards, might as well grab the Wukong just in case you.
He does not have any Vanguards. So.
Oh well.
Remember, everyone.
Keep it on the bench.
Vanguards.
No. Here's the 200 people. Take the Vanguard so the other Vanguard players can't use it. There you go.
That's actually so BM in high level TFT to hold people's the units they're looking for. It's like super bad manner. You'd be the scumbag of the scene for sure.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. This is a tournament, and anything goes, man.
Anything goes. You're looking for those big bucks. We got this Caitlyn in the corner. The GA going to be going down, nice and easy. Darko looking pretty okay. Good econ. And we were worried about Hentai God for a while there in the beginning of the game as he fell to 63 HP before he even hit Krugs, but he hasn't lost a single round since after Krugs, so he kind of pulled that back, and now you can see Slippin' Bug down there at 38 HP already, and a couple other people pretty close with him, but Hentai God ended up streaking his way back, so now his loss streak has ended and his win streak has began. I think it's going to be a pretty big deal if he can actually ride this through Wolves here. Carousel. He's kind of trying to figure out exactly what he wants to grab. I like a sword, and it'd be nice. Can't get that. No chain vests for him either. A second brawler glove with that Vi. I'd probably take the Vi. Oh, he took the. Oh, okay. A Jinx with a bow. Jinx with the bow is real good. Cannot complain about a Jinx with a bow at all, especially since he already has one Jinx. He only needs one more to hit that 2-star, and of course already have a bow attached. So I'd say a pretty good situation there to be running a 2-star Jinx with his
little rebel.
Yeah, because basically you get rid of the Graves here for sure. You put the Jinx in for the Graves, so you still have your 2 Blaster. You get the Giant Slayer on your Jinx, and you're chilling. Oh, I guess you could run both. You could run 4 Blaster actually right now. But I don't really think it's.
I mean, I don't know. To the eye right now, he just doesn't look that strong. But I mean, he's winning. He's on fire.
I think he's pretty strong. I think that you'd be surprised on how look how weak this guy looks.
Yeah, that guy's super weak for sure.
This guy's about to get pummeled. I'm just kidding. He has Jhin in the back, so you never know. But that Vi does slap.
Slammed him. Ooh, what Jhin? What Jhin?
That's going to be a pretty one-sided fight there, kind of like what we expected. Hex Knight not looking too strong as of yet. His bench though does have a lot of potential on it. So only 20 gold though. So a lot of waves on Hex Knight's side. Definitely excited to see what direction he ends up going there. But looking at what we have for Hentai God to play with, I think he might be just going for Blaster. I'm not sure. If he is going to run 4 Blaster, he definitely needs to make that Giant Slayer sooner rather than later, if he can, as he really needs to shred through a lot of these Vanguards, and that's going to help quite a bit. Or even like a Last Whisperer could be good too, but he definitely needs to kind of work towards making one of those two. He can, in theory, just his items are technically stuck on different units. Not respecting any kind of Blitzcrank grab here, which did indeed pay off, but Pickle J has an Urgot. It is too early for an Urgot. Pickle J is obviously cheating. Here comes the Urgot, who's going to instant kill Fiora. No, actually, Fiora gets knocked up and survives the Urgot combo, but it doesn't matter either way. So much damage actually coming out from really both sides. It's actually a super close fight. Urgot's still alive, putting in some work. The Jinx didn't actually go down, which ended up kind of being the deciding factor in this fight here, as the Jinx just put way too much damage out. And the Lucian as well, both the blasters.
200
main
stacks
blasters
on that sword too.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's what they say. Some more cybernetic units coming in hot. Go ahead and pushes to 7, which is definitely a step in the right direction. I would expect him to actually go 4 Blaster here instead of the Leona, but I guess you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter at this stage in the creep waves. Like it's really so irrelevant what you put in. Like I feel like other than Krugs, I don't think you can lose any of them. Can you?
Not really.
Like if you're doing literally anything, you'll probably beat them. Like Krugs is the only one where like you can be weak enough to lose. But if anyone's ever lost any of the other ones, I'd love to hear how. And it doesn't count if you were like disconnected for a bunch of rounds or something. Like it has to be actually like you playing and like you actually just got slapped by one of the creep waves. Like I want to hear that story. Because that's actually just mad funny to think about. Sells off the Vi that has the glove. Let's get that glove off, which makes sense. Sells off the actually just IEs the Irelia is absolutely going the 6 cybernetic, gets the full build in. He's actually going to throw Last Whisperer and IE on the Irelia and just give up completely on the Jinx. But I actually like a decent amount if he's planning on the 6 cybernetic route, instead of course, getting those items hogged up on the Jinx, which is exactly what we see happen, which is why he was opting to hold on doing anything along the lines of that Giant Slayer, because he was still holding out for the potential of hitting that Echo or that Leona would hit both and forcing in the cybernetic 6. So we have that. Jirachi, of course, up at 83 HP, so only lost 1 round so far. Rocking and rolling with an Astro sniper build of sorts, and is absolutely dominating. And I'm going to go ahead and take out the... Okay, going to scrap the Brawlers completely. Gets the Vayne in there. The Irelia is looking pretty good, but really needs to 2-star for sure. Is holding on to the Malphite just for the 2 Brawler. I'd say it's probably about time to replace it pretty soon here. What do you replace it with? A Thresh would be incredible. A Thresh would give you Mana Reaver and Chrono, which would be huge. A Riven would be huge. Riven would give you Blade Master and Chrono, so that would be another a huge addition.
Just need to push those 5 costs. I mean, at this point, so
yeah, absolutely. But he's strong. I mean, the 6 cybernetic, like there's so many stats involved in 6 cybernetic. Slip and Bug will be taking some more damage, but Super Darko actually pretty far down there, 18 HP left. Garchomp Pro not far behind at 21. It's looking a little scary for a couple of those guys down there. You know, this first game is so important, because going into the second game, knowing that like, oh, I only need 1 point, or oh, I only need probably like top 4 to like guarantee this or whatever it is. But like when you place in like the bottom, like especially like bottom 2 or 3, it gets really, really hard going to that next game, because you have to play for a first place.
Absolutely, and you have to bank on other players playing bad, essentially getting knocked out early.
Yeah, even a miss. That's the whole thing, right? It's like none of these players are going to necessarily play bad, but they're definitely going to miss, and that's what we need them to do. And it looks like he does actually opt just to throw in the Darius from the Mana Reaver. So he definitely would love to have that Thresh or that Riven. But still, nothing. Hasn't managed to find anything. Irelia's kind of popping off and murdering everybody, even though she's only 1-starred. Her items are just so insane, and once they get to that 200 stacks of Deathblade, just the amount of damage they're putting out is just absolutely astronomical. So we're in the 4/4 carousel. There is Irelia there. Maybe you just grab it because you need to 2-star it so bad, and the item will pop off it anyway. If you can, at least. I can say it definitely wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah, I would do it. I would do that for sure.
Gonna get last pick, though. Doesn't manage to get it anyway. Might be able to swoop the Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu for sure.
Yeah, Jirachi wanted the tier anyway, so it wasn't a hard scoop up. But hey, can't complain about a Lulu. Lulu is solid. It's 5 extra gold for you, which is a huge benefit here. And I don't think that makes anything specific, but you probably just throw it on your Echo to, of course, get him the cybernetic buff. Finds a Soraka. There's a Blade Master. He throws that in instead of the Darius for the Mana Reaver. Nothing. I mean, he's good on HP, right? Like, we're sitting in this. He's got 51 HP. He's got a lot of people are already almost knocked out of the game, and he has perfect econ. So in his eyes, he's thinking, okay, this is the first game. I want to get as high as I possibly can in this game because I need to obviously get the placement points. So I'm going to play perfect econ. I'm going to try to high roll and make sure that I have the econ to push to level 9, to roll down and hit the 2 and 3 star costs that I need, etc. So another dominating victory from him, put some damage into Miku.
But Irelia is getting 200 stacks almost every round.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Is like Deathblade just every time they assist in a kill of any kind, and Irelia is just jumping around, so like a lunatic. There's a Riven. Finally, we get the Chrono buff online. Such a nice upgrade coming in for the board overall. And of course,
that's
Riven.
That Blade Master Chrono buff that you were talking about.
Yep, very, very strong. And 2 stars the Vayne all in the same round. So definitely a good upgraded round. And still 50 gold, and on a win streak. All the things are not on a win streak yet, I guess, but it depends if he wins this round. But it's all been going really, really well. I definitely am liking the direction that this build is going, and it's looking like a strong finish for sure. We're going to see out of Hentai God here.
Pickle J has that Cassiopeia again.
Oh my gosh, the Urgot instantly ate the Irelia. Irelia is literally completely gone. It just activated again and swallowed Leona, which wasn't a big deal at all. But this Cassiopeia is doing some mad work, and that's another Urgot eat 3 units that round. Just
it's that blue buff, man.
Just get your freaking Urgot out of my face, bro. It's unreal. Just watching this dang thing. Now, another strong performance there from Pickle J. Of course, he's had that Urgot for way too long. And I'm assuming it's been doing pretty good work for him. He's still sitting up there in 3rd place right now. And look at our bottom 3. Garchomp Pro, Super Darko, and Hex Knight are all so low. 9, 6, and 4 HP, respectively. Definitely looks like we might have our bottom 3 here closing out before we even get to the next carousel. But it's not just that. First place is so important in this first lobby. They want those 8 points to have that lead going into next week. Of course, I believe correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Miku last week won game 1 of finals and then got 8th place instantly in game 2 of finals. Yeah. And ended up placing like 5th or 6th or something like that after even winning one of the 2 games. So it's just kind of crazy to see like how much of an effect adding 1 extra game to the finals can really have. But 2 stars that Riven there, that's huge. 2 stars the Vi, that's huge. 2 stars the Irelia, that's huge. And still all while at 50 gold. Now that he's only missing pretty much Wukong and Echo, it might actually be time for him to start pushing 9. I believe that's probably the next step because he wants to find Thresh. He wants to find 2-star Echo. He wants to find 2-star Wukong, and all those things become easier at level 9. So I believe that's probably the next step we're going to see here. Jirachi, they are so strong. It's absolutely insane. Ooh, the slam on the Jin, though, was enough. Very, very powerful. I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, we just watched Hentai God literally upgrade every single unit on his entire board, pretty much. We're not talking like soft upgrades. These were like huge upgrades. We got Vi, Aurelia, Riven. It's all in the same round. So, and he was already doing so well. So no surprise there. Hex Knight does fall in the round 5-1 here, taking 8th place in the first game of Grands. So that's going to be 1 point coming over to him. Moving into game number 2, Garchomp Pro and Super Darko are holding on. Urgot is a terrifying, disastrous monster. An absolute beast. This really is scaring the crap out of me just looking at it. And the thing is too about Hentai God here is he can get so much stronger with just getting items. Like he doesn't even need to do anything. Like every carousel, every boss that they hit, like he gets to add another item to. Like his Riven has no items. His Wukong has no items. His Leona, if you put an item on it, instantly becomes a giant wall because of the 6 cybernetic buff even. So there's so much that he can still do there on that end. Of course, on top of having that 50 gold and being able to push to hit 9 or whatever it is. But ton of damage. Slipping Bug getting destroyed here from Hentai God's cybernetic. Slam down. Super Darko does survive and hold on to his 6 HP. Garchomp Pro does not survive and falls victim, going down to 7th place and taking home 2 points for this first game. And Pickle J also falls down to 6 HP, tying up Super Darko with both of them barely hanging on. But Miku and Slippin' Bug are not far behind with 13 and 14 HP, still probably within one shot of going down here in the 5-3 round. So we might see potentially 2 more deaths coming out here in this next round.
Slippin' Bug just 2-starred her Jaina.
That is huge. Jaina is an absolute monster. But it looks like we're going to be fighting against Pickle J here as Hentai God. And Pickle J has this super Urgot. We've seen it time and time again. Okay. Oh. And there he goes. He goes down. That's it. Oh my god, everybody died at the same time. Okay, Slippin' Bug goes down and takes 6th place. Super Darko also goes down that round and takes 5th place. Pickle J, we just saw get defeated by Hentai God and go down in 4th place. And now we got our top 3 for game number 1. Jirachi, the Hentai God, and Miku. And we're just picking up some additional items here. So, of course, Cybernetic is absolutely incredible and has been placing top 4 pretty much every game. So definitely a comp to be on the lookout for. Looks like Miku just 2-starred a Gnar, which looks like a pretty big deal. See what he's rolling for. Finds an Urgot. Might just toss that in. 2 stars the Wukong. Huge.
That's big.
Huge. The best thing he needs now is Echo. He wants to 2-star Echo. Ooh, he could 2-star Wuk or he needs Thresh too. Yeah, there's definitely still some upgrades he can do to his board here. Actually, 2 stars the Leona as well, which might not seem like a big deal, but is a huge deal just because of what a big wall she is. Especially having the Vanguard buff, having an item because she has the 6 cybernetic buff now also, and then just the raw health and magic resist from the Zephyr itself. So here's the you got the Astro Sniper build here, and it looks like it's not going to be enough. It is just the Ghost, of course, but still another victory coming out for Hentai God as he starts to feel good and warm up there. And Miku gets absolutely annihilated by Jirachi, barely holds on with 3 HP. Definitely going to have to figure out if he thinks he can hold on to this and slide himself into second, but he's going to have a long road ahead of him. It does look like Jirachi's Sniper, Astro, Vanguard, Chrono, Celestial build will be the build to beat. But overall, just looking at everybody's boards, I don't think anyone can beat Miku this game. I think Miku's going to run through the rest of this lobby pretty easily and finish this off. I'm not sure how this perfectly stacked level 9 Cybernetic build is going to lose. But I do like that every single player has an Urgot. I think that's pretty funny.
I think the Hentai God's pretty strong.
I think Hentai God's pretty strong. Huge Gnar, though. Gnar is a beast. Tosses pretty much the whole team. Echo goes off, puts a good amount of damage into the Jinx, but Jinx stays strong, stays alive, but just with barely any HP, and that's going to be the deciding factor here as Hentai God does go down, and Miku staying alive. We said it here. 3 HP. He's got a long road ahead of him, but he does take that first step. And it looks like Jirachi barely actually manages to defeat Hentai God's Ghost as well. So it's going to be close. That Aurelian Soul seems like it's kind of low-key carrying Miku on top of course, that Jinx's enormous amount of damage. So sitting at
Hentai God did hit level 9, though, so he's going to have an extra unit in for this next fight and this next engagement.
That's a big deal.
Could be impactful here with Miku. Let's see these items that they're getting. Red buff. I saw Haj.
Yep.
And I think a defensive item.
Haj pretty good.
Yeah, Hodge is really good. I mean, the chance to get double 50% more damage. I mean, insane. I mean, who do you throw that on
absolutely
though right now?
insane.
I mean, who do you throw it on? I mean, you throw it on Bane? Throw the Hodge on Bane?
Yeah, or Riven maybe.
Okay.
I kind of like it on Riven, but Vane's kind of doing some work too, so we'll have to see. Okay, so he's actually gonna be throwing in Mystic. He thinks that that's what he needs to kind of push through this next fight here.
Throws the Hodge on Echo.
I'm about that. You know, Echo does so much damage now, and if you 2-star Echo, and have a Hodge on him, like you can definitely do some like and gets that bonus attack or bonus like damage. Could do some damage. I've been playing Echo with Rabadons, and it's been slapping. It's just a lot of damage overall.
He has the literally he has the Echo. I mean the Nico's. He sold the Urgot instead of okay. He could have had a 2-star
he got it. He
Urgot if
actually
he wanted to.
he found the Echo. That's what he was looking for. He knew he thought to himself, I don't think I can win this game without the 2-star Echo. So he actually forces all the way, sells everything, finds the Echo last chance, uses his Nikos to 2-star the Echo on his last roll. And we're gonna see if it's enough. He has the Hodge on it. It's 2-starred. It's back there. It's hitting the Jaina. It's about to ult. Ulti goes off, does some huge work, deletes the Jinx completely from the equation. And yes, of course, this is just a ghost, but nonetheless, still a big deal to take that W. He did not have another loss in him. And it looks like Miku also stayed alive, which is unfortunate for Hentai God, as he just wanted to secure that second place because he thinks he can defeat Jirachi, as we're in kind of a rock, paper, scissors situation here. But Miku stays alive. Looks like they're both starting to defeat Jirachi, and as he's starting to kind of fall off a little bit there. But we have Brawler, Rebel over there, Cybernetic here, and then Sniper. Sniper's over there. So we'll have to see what prevails. It's kind of looking like it could go any way. Like everybody's like staying alive, but Jirachi just has so much more health. So it's like I always just feel like they're going to take it because of the raw amount of chances that they have.
Yeah, I believe didn't Miko start off with way more health when it came down to these final three?
Jirachi had the most the whole game, but Miku was definitely up there.
Okay.
Jirachi was at like 83 health for like the whole game. But actually,
and this was Little Legends too.
Ooh, we're actually in some big trouble. Okay, so Hentai God went down, took third place. Miku obviously killed Hentai God, and his ghost beat Jirachi. So Miku might just be too powerful. We were talking about earlier. He only had 3 HP, and he had a dream, and he had to push. He had a long road ahead of him, but he has crossed that bridge. He is here. He's probably 2 rounds away. We will not get to the next boss fight. I highly doubt it. But probably 2 rounds away from kind of seeing who's going to be taking first place in this first lobby here.
Absolutely. It's all coming down to this. I mean, we have I think that Jin is just so like the double snipers back there doing 4 snipers, mind you. Never mind.
Yeah, there's 4 snipers in this scenario. Yeah, but no 2-star Lulu. I feel like the biggest difficulty here for Jirachi that he needs to cross, or I'm sorry, that they need to cross before being able to take this game home is going to be 2-starring their Mystic units back there. As we're probably not getting a big Soraki heal, and we're probably not getting a lot of Lulu polymorphs, and that's what we're going to need to see if Jirachi wants to take down Miku here. But Miku is not going down. Miku's Jinx is absolutely annihilating, but Jin one-shots.
Yeah,
he's scary. The poor Jinx gets literally full to 0 annihilation. Game 1 going over to Jirachi. Congratulations there. And they're going to be taking 8 points here as we move into game number 2. So really, really, really great job. Great game 1. Interesting to see it on, of course, the Little Legends universe. Hopefully we'll get to see a different universe coming up next. But great game coming out there. Appreciate it for everyone who's tuning in. And we're going to throw a quick break while we set up the final game of the day. So don't go anywhere. And we're going to swing right back with you in just a second. Stay tuned. And we back. Game 2 grand finals about to kick off. We're going to be starting with Slip and Bug here. That game 1 was super intense and super close. And I have all of the points here, guys. Remember, there's 2 games, and they get points based on each game combined. And then the winner will be the top point earner. So we'll be tallying up the scores for you guys immediately after this game. So we would let you guys know who's going to be taking first through 8th place. But we're in the game here. Let's go ahead and jump on in. We got Slip and Bug online to start with this time. We're trying to give you guys as many of those different point of views that we can. I was reading chat, sorry. But here we are. Let's see what Slip and Bug has to do. Slip and Bug in our last lobby did place 6th and take home 3 points. So we're gonna definitely need a good placement out of him in this game. 6th place. Oh my gosh. What's going on in here? Cammy's losing it. That's good. So Slip and Bug needs obviously first place would be ideal in this situation for sure, but we'll have to see what he ends up pulling out here. Looking at his what galaxy are we? Are we normal galaxy? Normal game. Okay, so we got a normal game for our final game of grands here, which is awesome. Definitely cool just to see the players give their best builds and not have to worry too much about those extra shebangs and whatnot as we are in this new set here. And a lot of units. We got a lot of units for Slip and Bug here. Looks like he had a pretty light item opening and opened almost exclusively with golden units. So he's going to have a pretty lucrative start, if you will. I wouldn't be surprised if we just see him slam the Rage Blade. I think Rage Blade's a pretty good item overall. And he's not going to be getting a lot of items as he didn't get almost any to start. So it might help as he streaks through. But he's going to opt to, he thought about it.
Do it. With that Rage Blade on there. I love that. I love that item.
He's not doing it. We're not seeing the Rage Blade come out here. No big deal. And he gets annihilated because of it and only it. So I'm just kidding. But yeah, this is going to be a win for Super Darko here. No biggie though. It's just that early game. We're not in a literal Legends world this time, so we don't have to worry about anyone dying super early because they start with 85 HP. But in this sense, everybody's just kind of grinding away and seeing, which direction they want to go. I mean, we've seen so much success with Vanguard players, so much success with Cybernetic players. As you can see, Slip in here, throw in those early 3 Cybernetics. So definitely not too surprising. Very strong here.
Is this a regular game?
Yeah, normal game, no galaxy.
Normal, all right. Normal galaxy. Close it out.
I know, kind of wild. Definitely did not expect it, but it's a nice change from the Little Legends one, so we accept.
Yeah, Little Legends is a little for competitive side for sure. I feel like
it's a little iffy, if you will.
Yeah, definitely. Zaya already has that the IE for him.
Yeah, it's pretty can't hurt. I mean, it's so interesting that IE is a unique item now. Like, I feel like the more they do this whole unique item thing, the more I like it, because stacking items is like, it's always kind of cheeky, right? Like, people only stack the items when it's just like ridiculous. Like, oh, I have 3 IEs and I'm one-shotting everything now. Look how good I am. Like that kind of stuff. So it's cool when you see them kind of implement that, but I feel like they should implement it more almost. Even things like, like double Warmogs and things like that. Like things like Frozen Heart, I feel like are built to be stacked, and I think that's cool. But I feel like some stuff just isn't built to be stacked, and it should just be treated that way. But they're doing a good job of continuously making those updates. So excited to see kind of what the next step in, I guess, that train will be. Looks like I don't know. That Kog'Maw's pretty strong. We talked about this earlier. Kog'Maw can be very, very strong. I'm personally a fan of like Kog'Maw with like red buff and double static shiv. Is kind of the direction I like to do my Kog'Maw. I think it's just hilarious. But I feel like it's only good if you 3-star him. So
I really love pairing Gensus with the double static whenever I do double static shivs on any of my range characters. Just scales so well.
I think it scales. I think Ginsu's is just kind of wasted a lot of times on blasters specifically. I feel like they can't utilize attack speed as much as like snipers, for example, can, because they already get those multiple attacks, right? So attack speed doesn't. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's obviously not bad, but I just feel like I want like giant slayers and stuff because I want to capitalize on that double attack notion or static shiv or all those elements. I guess it technically does stack the attack speed faster with Gensu's when you get those double attacks right with the blaster. So in theory, I guess it doesn't really waste it. It should be pretty decent.
It's still helping for sure.
Yeah.
But
I just feel like Giant Slayer is so good on blasters that it's like hard to use bows for anything else.
No, I get it. But Giant Slayer is also very good. So.
You just need Giant Slayer in this meta. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like everybody's just, hey, look, I have 10,000 armor, and I'm like, look, I don't care. Look at I literally have a Last Whisper and 2 Giant Slayers. I'm eating your face, like.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts. So I guess there's like 1 sense, but if you have those already and you have the extra piece, I definitely do not think it's bad. I just don't necessarily think for blasters that's usually the route I go because of Last Whisper and Giant Slayer, but. Nevertheless, no real direction here. Something by taking a lot of early damage. Again, never super ideal, but he's hanging in there. Staying alive.
Pickle J yet to lose a round.
He's the one. He's the chosen one. Oh, we do have to make our
predictions.
We have to make our predictions, if you will.
Yeah.
And I'm absolutely going to be right this time. So looking at based on who's currently in first from round 1, of course, we have Jirachi, who's been playing on fire all day, and Miku, who returning champ there. He's insane, and Hentai God in third. So I think I'm going to throw... I kind of want to throw mine at Jirachi or Hentai God. I feel like they have...
That's exactly what I was going to go with. So you got to choose one. Choose one. All right. I was already thinking it.
I'll take Jirachi. I'm feeling that it's their week.
All right.
You get Hentai God.
Okay. I'll take that.
And
big hentai.
We're out to the races. We're gonna see who's gonna be able to pull it home. Obviously, Jirachi. So.
I mean, we've been pretty good with these predictions. I mean, everyone that we normally say ends up making it in the top 3.
Getting last place, yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah.
We usually do pretty good after we change our votes off to 8th and 7th place.
Hey, now.
You cheat every week without fail.
Hey, dude, they don't know that, all right? Come on.
Yeah.
Don't us. Don't want us under the bus.
Yeah. Simba sitting here, level 5 now, at the 50 gold. A little bit of a loss streak, but no big deal moving into Krugs. If anything, it's good for the Econ. But real no direction. Pretty much all 1 cost. Hasn't even 2-starred a unit yet, so very weak overall. I imagine we'll see a fast level here from Slippin' Bug. Because he just, he didn't hit anything early game, so he definitely needs to get to that mid game as soon as possible and be the first one to start hitting those 4 and 5 costs.
Yeah, Slippin' Bug doesn't look strong at all.
Slippin' Bug is not strong.
Like,
super squishy and weak.
Moly, like, what does he even have? He has nothing.
He has nothing.
Absolutely nothing. This is the moment in the game where you're just pretty upset with everything.
F's in chat for the boy, yeah.
Yeah, like, what does he do here to, like, come back from this? Right? Like,
he just runs cybernetic.
I'm going to build cybernetic and I'm going to come back and it's just
the thing is like cybernetic is complete. Your early game is so irrelevant for cybernetic. Like, there's so many games where like my early game units, like my Lucian, my Fiora, and my Leona are all just like 1-star all game. I just don't even care. And I just run cybernetic anyway and just crush because they're just irrelevant. They're just placeholders for me to get my 6 cybernetic and have my Leona or my Irelia kill their whole team.
Yeah, but I mean, this game, like, it's game 2, right? He doesn't just want to go for top 4 placement. He wants to go for that number 1 placement.
That's what I'm saying is like he's so low right now. He just needs to ride this loss streak out. And well, actually, he won here, but which is nice because it's a fresh. Now he actually needs to win streak. If he actually win streaks through this and pushes to level 7, he has a good chance.
Just got that 50 gold too. So.
Oh, he's been at 50 gold.
Oh, well, he's
rich. He's rich,
but he has
and
no
that's
help,
a 2-star Lucian that now has a Giant Slayer and a red buff. That's huge. Definitely, maybe 2 Brawler might be worth it here if he can roll down and find us. Or 2 Blaster. Yes, and
there's that Jinx.
Huge. Gotta get that Gnar in for sure. Yeah, why not? Just gotta get that. That Poppy is just like not doing it for me. We gotta get this Poppy out of here. All right, so he's selling off a lot of his stuff, trying to get to 40 gold. He can probably just sell one of the Poppies, or the Poppy and the Leona, honestly, even, to hit it if he loses. I think you absolutely do it, though. You need the Econ here. Like, no way you don't hit 40 gold here every time.
Oh, that Blaster. You see that Blaster going crazy.
So
Almost
close.
does it.
Wow, he actually opted to sell one of his veins instead of selling his Leona and his Poppy. Like, cool, you got a 2-star Poppy, but who cares? Get this Poppy out of here. Vanguard, no, I'm just kidding. The Vanguard might be too strong at this stage, so I guess it did kind of pay off there a little bit. I think it's a little risky,
he doesn't have a front line. He doesn't have any brawlers, so like that's why he just wants to just 2-star, 2 Vanguards, and that essentially is taking the place of the brawlers, right? I mean, for this early.
Yeah, well, he doesn't. Yeah, he needs Vi is what he really needs. Because as soon as he throws Vi in, he already has 2 Brawler thanks to our little Gnar boy. And of course, the Cybernetic buff as well on that Vi would be huge. So what he needs is Vi, but until then, this 2-star Poppy will be a huge help and hopefully can help him get a couple more of these Ws. A lot of people have stacked Lucians right now. We might see a lot of people going Cybernetic Brawler or Brawler Blaster, any of those things this game, which is definitely an issue for Slip and Bug as he is pretty weak, and that's the exact direction he is going. We haven't seen him do any scouting yet, so looks like he's kind of rocking and rolling.
We got the big Gnar shout out in chat from Candy.
Yeah, I saw
all about that Yordle gang.
Dude, I miss Yordles, bro.
Bring them back, dude. I'm waiting for them, man. I mean,
so funny.
Give me those. What was it, like 75% dodge chance? Yeah, I think.
Hater,
yes.
Dude, don't talk to me. Don't talk about my Yordles like that.
No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I just want them back. I just want to play them every game. You know what I mean? So, because it's perfectly balanced. There was nothing wrong with it at all, and it should be just great design. 75% dodge rate.
Bring back Lulu. Lulu's in the game. Kathy. Like what the heck? Oh yeah, bet. Yordle, Lulu. It'd be funny if they just there's enough Yordle. I think there's at least 3 Yordles, right? Maybe 4. Poppy, Gnar,
Vygar,
Teemo, Lulu. No, that are in the game right now.
Oh, in the game right now. I gotcha.
So I think 4. I think there's 4 right now. Well, they could just they add 2 more in the next patch and put 6 Yordle back in the game. They just give everybody an extra trade. No problem. GG. I was the Yordle. Picks up a Shen. Just as a placeholder for Riven long term. Which is pretty good. Like if you can 2-star a Shen early, it really does mesh into this build very well, which is cool. I would absolutely throw that sword on that vein much sooner rather than later. Get that extra attack started already. Might have actually been able to win the round if he did it a little bit sooner, as it is very relevant. But doesn't seem to be the case. Joshy, go ahead and scooping up that W. Slipping Bug sitting here with 40 HP. Is already level 7, which is good. That's exactly what we said he needed to do. He needed to hit that level. And now it kind of has to make the decision. He needs to decide which direction he's going to go here. Obviously, I know he wants to go to Cybernetic, but he doesn't have all of them yet. So he needs to make sure that he can land that Irelia. So I would expect some rolling here, but he doesn't want to lose his econ before it goes straight into a creep wave. So he's just going to risk this one more round without putting in any more resources. Garchomp Pro definitely not feeling this new set down there again towards the bottom. We'll have to see if he can pull this game back around. But I believe he got 7th in the first game, so he needs a good showing here. And Miku, who's also down there, I believe got 3rd in that first game. So Another good showing from him would be great for placement.
Yeah, checking back in with our predictions. Let's go ahead and check out Hentai God in first place and Luke in last.
I am not in last.
No.
Okay?
I mean, well, if you're not first, you're last. So moving on. All right, next.
Okay, there's Irelia. That's what he needed for the 6 cybernetic. He is online technically now. I would make the transition now, just make sure he has enough time, as he is in that creep wave. So, oh no, but it looks like he's going to hold off for a little bit. It looks like he wants to roll down, I guess, and hit some 2 stars before he makes a full transition. But I do believe 6 cybernetic is absolutely better than what he currently has on the board. So we'll just have to wait and see which direction he ends up going. At least he can wait until after the creep wave. 4 items, so huge for jumping into cybernetic. He's going to be able to give everybody at least something here. Also above 50 HP. I don't know, this is a pretty good transition time. He might just force 8 and full and hard transition. Like, he definitely could. It'd be quite the bump. Wow, really? Okay. Interesting. Okay. We'll have to see what Sippin' Bug decides to do. Why don't we prep to jump over? Is Hex Knight stream on? Why don't we jump over? Why don't we prep to jump over and watch some Hex Knight? Because I think it's a good time to switcherino Pappuccino. But Hex Knight 8. Supa Darko does take a pretty big hit there from some bugs. So finally starting to turn online a little bit and get a little bit stronger here. But Hex Knight's running Brawler Blaster, so we gotta pop over and see how the boy's doing. He also did he get 8th? Yeah, he got 8th place in the first game, so he literally has to crush this game. And he's doing pretty good so far. Looking at what he has, I'm pretty excited for you guys to kind of gander at it, but you actually saw it there. All right, and here we go. We do have the Brawler Blaster online. A really early Thresh actually coming out from Hex Knight, which is interesting. It looks like he might be trying to hit like a 4 chrono type situation here, something along those lines, but okay.
This one's pretty close.
Close one. Garchomp Pro needed that one so bad, too. He's down to 29 HP now in dead last, and he needs a good showing here. He needs to turn this online. But Hex Knight has a lot of options here. Sitting in second place, great economy, pretty strong board overall, and a lot of directions and improvements he can go. So, I mean, there's just so many upgrades. Like, he has a 1-star Blitz, has a 1-star Malphite. There's so much he can do with that board. I don't even think he has a Gnar yet. So, definitely a lot of upgrades coming in hot on his end and looking pretty healthy at the same time. So, has 1 Jinx on his bench, which is good. Obviously, the sooner he can get that in there, the better. As that's definitely going to be a big damage increase. But it looks like he might be thinking about trying to hit like a 4 chrono option here. Could be pretty decent. I definitely am not a huge fan right now of like 4 Brawler, 4 Blaster. I think there's a lot better ways to specifically build it. Build around it, I guess, per se, but you can for sure just jam it as long as you have a good Gnar and Jinx. Like, pretty much, I guess the rest is relatively irrelevant to the equation. And I think that 2 Blaster is totally fine, but 4 can rock and roll.
So over here at Carousel, see what Hex Knight decides to get. There's Knuckles sitting on his.
Okay,
his
dude, there's an Urgot with a tier. Slippin' Bug swoops it up. Could this be the comeback? Definitely possible. Dang, actually a really close game other than Hentai God, who's eating everyone's face like he has been all day. But everybody else looking pretty good. Looking pretty close. It's what we like to see in our final lobby of the night.
I'm just hoping Hentai God doesn't fall off. I want him to stay strong all the way.
Just
throughout
96
the game.
win, 96 win.
Yeah, easy 96 victories. Stay on fire for the whole game. Just win it out, boys. We win out.
I am about it. Okay, so we're gonna see some items come out here. We are gonna see a Spear of Shojin on the Thresh. Love it. Okay. In this situation, I think he's gonna build up a pretty strong bench. I think he's just gonna basically 2-star everything he can. That's 4 and 5 cost, and just start having Thresh just pulling in so many units that he just might be unbeatable.
I think Pickle J is the dark horse here in this one. I think that he potentially is going to come out of nowhere and just
dark horse. Hex Knight absolutely is the dark horse. He got 8th place in game 1. Okay, this guy is the dark horse for sure.
I have no faith.
I can tell. I can tell. Okay, well it's fine. Our side picks then. I'm taking Hex Knight. You get Pickle J.
Yeah, I'll take that all day.
All right. Well, enjoy first and second place. So, over here just getting slapped. I'm just kidding. You can see Jirachi climbing up back to second place. Okay, fight me. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. But we actually have top 4. All 4 of our guys are top 4 now.
Ooh, I like it.
Miku, 2 stars the Jin, but only has 12 HP. So, let's see, I think he third. No, he got second place. Okay, Miku got second place in game 1. So if he actually 8th places again, we're gonna have almost an exact repeat of last week of him first placing then 8th placing. So definitely interesting. Miku's just trying to do the best that he can. He's trying to do his thing, but it looks like he low rolled this lobby pretty hard, and he's taking a beating.
And before we see a poll for the format to change back to one game.
Yeah,
started by Miku.
Yeah. He's like, no, we're one gamer AFK. One gamer AFK, but a very dominant from Hex Knight here. He might actually kill Miku. Miku only has 12 HP, but oh my gosh, Jin literally is a hero. Did he die? I don't think he died. He went down to 8 HP. Jin, as a literally last 1v4 standing, killed 3 units with his last 3 attacks in order to definitely save Miku from dying that round. So shout outs to Jin for being the boy and giving Miku one last chance to see if he can get at least 1 placement higher. But he needs to win at least 1 or 2 rounds in a row for someone else to die. Like, Garchomp Pro is not going to die instantly, but what's important is that Miku lived through the Raptors to get those extra items, as this can be a huge power spike for him. We got the 4 Brawler, 4 Chrono, 2 Blaster online. It's pretty interesting build. Great items also.
It's a Guardian Angel from it. And a Giant Slayer, it looks like. Get Giant Slayer the Jinx. GA the... Or... Last Whisper, my bad. Oh, Giant Slayer.
All right. Loading up the Jinx. The Jinx is now nuts. Except for the bad part is that the Jinx is only 1 star. So some issues there. So is the Thresh, obviously, but we'll have to see. Thresh starts by pulling in a Soraka. Soraka is in. Let's see if Soraka gets her heal off. Ooh, Gangplank comes down. Insta-kills the Soraka. This is not good news. Thresh pulls 1 more Lantern, gets a Rumble in the mix. That's not
sorry,
exactly what
you're going against the boy Pickle J. We already know what was going to happen.
Yeah, Pickle J
pick versus side pick.
He's a monster. Absolutely. Shout outs to Jin. Dude, come on, man. You got to give the shout outs to the homie Jin for giving us one last chance. Because look at it. Jin is the homie, kept us alive. Miku now won another round. And now Garchomp Pro is only 1 round away from going down. And Miku has a chance to not get 8th, but 7th instead. So that's all I'm saying, okay? Jin's the homie. But we are back here in the game. Swapping out, getting the Gnar in there. That's a big deal. Might as well throw the Warmogs, I assume, probably on the Gnar, but maybe the Vi. Gotta love the GP with the GA on him. But it actually looks like he threw away the 4 Chrono option, and he's just gonna buff up this GP a little bit more. I don't know why he has the Rumble. I guess he has it just to give himself Demolitionist if he hits 9, but. Or can he actually use it now? Might not matter either way. Slip and Bug doing a lot of damage here. putting in work against Hex Knight. A lot of Blaster players this round, actually, but everybody's holding on strong. It looks like Hentai God, of course, still hold on to his lead. Super Darku finally loses his win streak, and Miku finally loses the game itself, dropping down into 8th place here in our final game of the day. Miku will be getting knocked out, and I believe that is a 3rd place and a 2nd place and an 8th place coming out for Miku. So not super great, but he is going to be closing out this week with 8 total points. Last week, I believe he ended with 9 total points. So a pretty consistent going out here from Vermilion. Okay. We got Hex Knight versus Jirachi. My 2 picks are in combat against each other. This is a team kill. This is not what I want to see, but it's got to happen one way or another. The Cassiopeia with the Morels and the blue buff doing some mad work. The Lulu actually hexing the Jace and almost enough to kind of turn the tides, but Hex Knight absolutely getting annihilated. He has lost his last 3 rounds completely one-sided and fallen down to 10 HP here, just barely above Slip and Bug, who's down to 6, and Garchomp Pro, who might have just lost, and he has been deleted from the game. That's going to be is that 2 7th places, I think, for Garchomp? And yes, Garchomp actually got 7th place in both games of the finale here. So he's going to be closing out with 4 points total. So not a great showing from Garchomp Pro, but nonetheless, always just getting to the grand finals is a feat in itself. Such an incredible player, and in this new set, looks like he just hasn't found his full footing yet. But I'm sure he'll come back next week stronger than ever, and make sure we know that he's still the best. Final carousel. Actually, there might be one more carousel, but what might be the final carousel here? He ends up actually Hex Knight here ends up getting a gangplank with a jeweled gauntlet on it, which created a 2-star gangplank for him, who's just absolutely stacked. So pretty big deal. He also gives he also throws in that rumble we were talking about just to grab Demolitionist. And I can't say I'm a huge fan of this placement. I actually believe if there's a Blitzcrank on the right side that it would pull the Jinx in this positioning, which is odd, but I think it's happened to me before. So either way, the Thresh pulls in a 2-star Vi. That's huge. And is also going to get in a 1-star Lulu, who did get its ulti. Who did get its ulti off on the 3-star Protector Cassiopeia with blue buff and Morelos. So a huge polymorph there to put some huge damage into Soup. But Darko, who falls down to only 10 HP. But in that round, we also lost Slip and Bug, who has now taken 6th place here. And Slip and Bug, who took 6th, actually got 6th in the last game too. So he's going to be closing out with 6 points. A lot of consistency so far coming out from these players here. But Pickle J, you can see, has that 1-star stacked gangplank. Definitely wants to hit that 2-star. So he's sitting there just hoping that Hex Knight dies so that he can take his gangplanks for sure. But as we both know, Hex Knight is just so much superior and better than Pickle J that it's unlikely that that'll ever happen. And I hope they fight to see who loses, and they do. So Hex Knight and Pickle J are going to be fighting here.
Money where your mouth is.
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. It is 2-star versus 1-star Gangplank. However, the 1-star Gangplank ults first and actually kills the... Nope, 2-star Gangplank still alive. His fast impact does go off. And Hex Knight got absolutely annihilated. And Pickle J destroyed every aspect of his soul. Rest in peace to the boy. Hex Knight's actually going to be taking 5th place here. But why don't we jump over to the Jirachi to close out the game, as Jirachi is chilling in 2nd place. And Super Darko actually just went down also in that round, taking 4th place. So we are in our top 3 here. Hentai God in 1st on a fiery win streak with 63 HP. The Jirachi barely holding on in 2nd place with 19 HP. And Pickle J crawling in at 3rd place with 12 HP left after defeating the one and only Hex Knights. So we're online here with the Jirachi in a second. And the Jirachi is running 4 Mystic, 4 Vanguard, 2 Dark Star. So we're in this boss phase. Everyone's just kind of getting their final items here. You can see an Ionic Spark there for Pickle. Looks like the Jirachi got a Zephyr. So as you can see here, as it comes online, but pretty stacked Jace. Kind of unfortunate that there's no 3-star potential for Jace or Cassiopeia here, but nonetheless, both very strong units. And does hit the 2-star Wukong as kind of a last ditch effort as he goes into here. Hentai God hits a 2-star Vayne. Not sure how big of an upgrade that is for him directly, but Pickle J here.
I think this is Jiraiya's tournament. Even if he doesn't necessarily get first place, I feel like since Jiraiya won the first round and he's already in top 3, I mean.
Yeah, no, they've definitely been playing out of their mind. It's been pretty good for sure. Pickle J and Jiraiya are going at it right now. In this, what could be the final throwdown for either one of them. Those Gangplank ultis do go off. Doesn't look like it has as much effect as it needed to as Jiraiya closes this out against Pickle J. Little pop off there. Definitely excited that he's able that they're able to slide into second place. So shout outs to the Jiraiya for slapping and this tournament and climbing into second place, as I believe they got first. They got first place in game number 1. So I mean, even if Jiraiya takes second place here, the Hentai God got third place in game 1. So if Jiraiya auto wins.
Jiraiya auto wins.
Nice. Yep. So that's going to be it. Jiraiya takes first place, I believe, automatically. However, I will give you guys a final confirmation once the game is ended and the final scores have been totaled. But I think it's pretty clear cut. But either way, the Hentai God, of course, should be able to flex his way out here. But actually, Shane and I's both of our picks are here in the top 2 against each other. So pretty good guesses, I guess, coming out. And Jiraiya actually looking pretty strong here. The Lulu doing a lot of work, and that Urgot hasn't been able to really get as much effectiveness as it needed to kind of pop off. But this Victor and Lulu in the back doing so much work. Urgot eats a GA unit, which makes no sense. But Jiraiya does push through a win there. I mean, they're going to need at least 2 more. You know what I mean? Like, at least 2 more wins against Hentai God here, and Hentai God only really needs to snake out probably 1 good solid win. So we're gonna have to see how this game plays out. But 6 Cybernetic versus Mystic Vanguard.
It would have been really, really cool if Hentai God plays second in the first game, and this was all down to a 1v1 for first out of the accumulative points.
Yeah, it's true, because the way that ties work in this format is whoever plays higher in the final game breaks the tie. So in that situation, then whoever won this specific game, like you said, would be basically taking that first place. But I do believe it is technically locked, but nonetheless, we're going to watch it out here. This one is looking a little bit better for the Hentai God here. It's kind of hard to tell exactly who's winning as units go down one by one. The Jace is still alive, but Urgot is still alive, and I think that's kind of going to be the deciding factor here. Oh my gosh, he actually sumo slammed Urgot, but it wasn't enough. Jiraiya does not die, though. They stay alive, only take 12 damage there. Going to have 7 HP left.
I think it's more of a pride thing at this point for Jiraiya.
Absolutely.
First place in both of the finals lobby. That's something to tweet about right there.
Absolutely something to tweet about. They're just playing out of their mind here. They actually end up picking up a second redemption as well, which, I mean, what do you throw it on? You throw it on Lulu just for that extra mana pop. Actually decides just to get rid of that Victor. Who cares about Battlecast? Would much rather have that Celestial, which I agree with to an extent. I don't think the Battlecast is really doing that much for anybody. Decides to throw the redemption on the Mordekaiser. I do find that a little surprising, but not too big of a deal. He must just be trying to go for value on the redemption, which makes sense. But the Hentai God going in there. Lulu polymorphs everything, but there is an Echo in the back doing some crazy amount of work. I have loved the new Echo changes for sure. This Cassiopeia might be too much.
Not a big deal if I lose this.
Urgot's still alive, though. We're in some serious trouble. We have a serious problem here. Urgot is still alive.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there goes
eat
the Mord. Uh-oh, no.
Cassiopeia can do it, and the Hentai God going to be taking another hit, but, I mean, almost didn't even take that much damage, right? Like, what did he take? Like took like 15 damage or so, but still has 31 HP. So probably another 2 rounds that Jirachi needs to snake out here. But it's the grand finals. We're going to the end. Okay, we're getting to the Rift Herald. We're getting the final items, and we're doing a final showdown. And it all pretty much is on Jirachi to see if they can close this out. You can see him kind of ghosting the Zephyr there to try to snake exactly what they want to hit, and they end up hitting the worst possible target. So Hentai God managed to win that coin flip there. But that's just kind of how that works sometimes when it comes to the 1v1 where everybody's looking at each other's board, trying to outposition them at the very last second and just blind swap something to see what they get. But a very dominant actual performance coming out from Jirachi as they just kind of crushed through everything this round. Contrary to other rounds that have been much closer, this was so one-sided. And the Hentai God takes a lot of damage that round, and we're going to a final 1v1 after this Rift Herald here. So we'll have to see. Jirachi ends up getting a Trap Claw. They both get Trap Claws here. I think the Trap Claw is much better for Hentai God here. Because the Trap Claw doesn't really do much for Jirachi. Like, maybe throw it on your Lulu or your Urgot, sure, but Hentai God can put it on his Irelia or his Echo. Like, so many just like hard carries that he can throw it directly on. The Rift Herald gets polymorphed.
Does that block Urgot's ulti?
You can hover your Zephyr units over other boards. Yes, you can. If you like pick it up and then like start tabbing around the boards, you can like you can technically take it off the board so they can't see where it is. So lets you kind of be a little bit sneakier there. But what did you say, Shane?
I was wondering if Trap Claw blocked the Urgot ultimate since it's considered like is it considered a CC effect?
I believe the answer is yes.
Okay.
Wait, what is happening right now? He doesn't know what to do. He's
he wants to. He's one goal away.
Okay, this is actually such a big deal because this is it. Like, it's over now.
We need to put the Trap Claw on something. Here you go. Come on.
He's actually put
it on these clues.
He's trying to bait it. He's trying to bait it out. Like, he's trying to decide like who's gonna get CC'd, and like give it to him last second. He ends up giving it to the Mordekaiser, but I don't think it's gonna matter. I think Jirachi's gonna be able to push through this easily and take this final game, and that is a GG.
Oh, yeah, she came back and beat me.
Boom, bam, easy clap. That's how we do that. Nothing new here. An absolute dominating performance from the Jirachi. They are just absolutely incredible. They have just such a great understanding of this new patch. So shout outs to them for slapping it and look for that shout out post because you deserve it. Let's go ahead and do the final placements, guys. As always, we're going to be starting from 8th place and going all the way up to 1st place. So in 8th place, let me just make sure I have this right so I don't mess any of it up. Final placement, 8th place is going to be Garchomp Pro coming in. 2 7th places, landing at 4 points in 8th. In 7th place, Hex Knight coming in with 5 total points, 1 point directly above Garchomp Pro. At 6 points in 6th place is going to be Slippin' Bug with 2 6th places in the finale. In 5th place with 8 final points is going to be Miku, who got a 2nd and then an 8th place. So kind of a trend we got going on with Miku here, who just is hot or cold always. In 4th place with 9 total points, we have Super Darko, who ended with a 5th place and a 4th place in the final games. In 3rd place, ending with 11 points, we have Pickle J, the one and only, ending with a 4th and a 3rd place, with some great gameplay and consistency coming out there. In 2nd place, ending with 13 points, we have the Hentai God. Such a strong performance all day from him. Literally just always on fire, always in 1st place, always win streaking, so dominating. And 3rd and 2nd place in these final 2 games. But of course, in 1st place, we have Jirachi. Absolutely incredible. They crushed it. 1st place in both the final lobby games, 16 points, just full clean sweep. I'm going to be taking home, what is it, 160 bucks, I think, for that 1st place. Plus, there was another $25 donated too. So definitely a nice little a boost coming in, a little payday for Jirachi. So congratulations to them. And of course, we will see them next week. Now, We appreciate everyone who's been tuning in and chat and hanging out with us. So shout out to all of you guys. Take my money. Hell yeah. Sinister, shout out to you for that $25 once again. But we will be back next Friday with another TFT tournament. Of course, Shane and I will be here with you guys. Matcherino.com/ESA or ! Sign up in chat to get all the information around that. If you guys like what you see, feel free to follow myself and Spirits over at Twitter, at Shimoni and at Spirits, as well as, of course, drop that follow here on our Twitch channel. Go ahead and throw your Twitch primes at us. We love them. You get cool little emotes. Thanks for getting my pronouns right. I try. It's really hard because I just talk really fast. I'm a psycho, but we do our best. But again, shout outs. Great games as always. But yeah, if you guys want to sign up, go head over there. If you guys want to hit us up on any of our social medias, we're pretty much at Esports Arena across the board. So feel free to cruise over and follow us there to find out any updates and see all the cool clips and things that we post about TFT on a weekly basis. And if you guys want to learn more about Esports Arena, you guys know where to go. Head over to esportsarena.com. You can see all the information about things like Series E and all the other programs we have running over on that website. So appreciate everyone who's tuned in today. Shout out to the production team for crushing it as always. And we'll see you guys next week.
The past 4 years at Esports Arena, we really didn't know what our identity was. We tried our pro tournaments. We tried running content pieces. We tried doing music events. We had our memberships. We realized that the community just always kept coming back for our local tournaments, for every Wednesday night, every Friday night, every Thursday night. So then it hit us. Series E is going to revolutionize the esports industry. You as a competitor now have consistency to come and compete. You get to keep coming back and let it count for something. That opportunity to get paid by Esports Arena, to get paid by a major brand that's helping support this league, this foundation, because so many times the dollars stop at the pro level. They stop there. They never trickle down to the guys like us, the guys that had the dreams, that wanted to make it, to become a pro, but never had that opportunity because they lived in somewhere in Alaska or somewhere in Idaho. No offense, Idaho. I like you guys. You're still cool. Potatoes. But when you don't have that opportunity, like a guy who's from LA or a girl who's from LA or New York or these major cities that have esports tournaments that go all the time, where can you start? Where do you go? Where do you become a pro? How can you do that? How do you get paid? How do you get noticed? How do you get recognized? It doesn't exist. There's not a clear path there. It's a randomized system. You got to be good. Don't get me wrong. You've got to be good and you got to compete. You got to play. But it's hard when you got a full-time job and you got a full-time student. You got bills to pay. You can't commit yourself 100% to esports. Esports Arena wants to change that. We are going to change that. You're going to get $1,000 a month in pay from Esports Arena. We're going to travel you across the country to compete against other people just like you. That's the feeling that I'm looking at that 8-year-old and I'm thinking, man, this person could become a professional gamer, but how? Now they're going to start their path at Esports Arena and they're going to compete to become that next pro, to become that next influencer, to become that next superstar. They're going to start at Esports Arena. That's what Series E is all about. Opportunity for everyone to be your first step in esports.